looking in the mirror. Be a dog.
105.1 and 1080.
We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
The Fan.
Hey, what it do?
Hey.
What's up? Good Tuesday. How's everybody doing? There's Schultze over there. There's Big Zook.
Mariner headband yet again.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, we
feeling
think Luke and I were talking about Schultze.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I hope it's a good thing.
Yeah, that didn't sound necessarily like the most positive thing in the
Yeah,
world, but
you're scaring me,
I'm not
brother.
gonna lie, I'm interested to see where this is going. Let's take this Hardy Boys mystery together.
Well, he claimed you only have one headband.
Yes, it is watched every 2 days, but yes.
Every 2 days. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, that answers our question.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's gross. No, you got to throw it in. You got to throw it in.
I thought maybe you had more than one headband. I was a little surprised.
I thought too that there would be
There was
as much
only
as
one.
you wear the headband. I would assume that there was more headbands.
So my wife and I found this one on opening day this season, and God, I don't know how many times I went back, but I saw it on the rack each time. I'm pissed that I didn't grab like 3 more because during the playoffs, I think Naylor took them all because they're all gone. So I can't
How
even
much
find
are
them
they?
online. $24.99.
All right. Under $25.
$25 for
Under 25.
Now, I'm not in the spandex headband game. I have some when I wear my little bikey helmet. But those I buy on Amazon, and they're like,
Cute.
well, I when you don't have hair, see, this is something that you don't understand because you're not a follically challenged man. But when you have no hair, the sweat gets really bad because it just goes. So I have headbands like that, but I bought mine on Amazon, and I think they're like, you get 20 for about $4. I think someone in like China just took like a dry fit shirt and cut it into like 17 of them. But $25 for a headband, man, it's nice to be Jordan Schultz. He's out there making that Schultzy money.
Well, plus 20% off. I go on the days that there are discounts,
Yeah,
sir.
come on, man.
Yeah, you gotta
And
pick it
in
up.
fairness, he only has one. Like, he didn't buy a bunch.
No, I was
He only has
surprised.
one.
I would have guessed. Now, I guess I don't pay attention every day to the headband. I just see a headband. I thought that there was a drawer full of headband. I thought there was a headband drawer.
Now,
There
here's-
will be.
Here's
There
an
will be.
interesting question.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you were able to parse out your water bill on the every 2-day laundry, that it would be cheaper to just buy a bunch of new ones?
No,
You don't?
no.
Water's expensive, man.
You're not
It
wrong.
is.
But we also just do laundry in general. Like, my wife and I wear a lot of clothes, man. Like,
That's true. It's not just one thing you're washing.
yeah, if I just threw this into our big-ass washer, that's dumb. But I'm not, so. It is with other stuff, but trust me, I will get Blazers headbands. There's
Just
just
saying.
regular teal headbands. There's a duck headband I
Well-
saw online. I want them all, baby.
Luke made a good point. He said, because he was asking, he goes, how much Mariner gear does Schultze have? And
The
I
answer to
said,
that is a lot.
Yeah, and I said we've talked about this with him before, and it's, he said 30 or 40 pieces or something. And Luke said, my problem with it is none of it is like distinct enough to separate from the other. So in other words, every time you see, so I just want to, like, if you don't know Schultze, which you probably don't, when you see Schultze, he's always in, like, every day he's in Mariner gear, and none of it looks different. So it's really hard to tell how many pieces he has because you don't really take stock
Now,
of.
I will say that during the playoff run, I did pay attention. And I noticed for like 6 days in a row that outside of the headband, which naively I thought was multiple headbands, the hats were different, the shirts were different. I even asked once, I was like, is that different? He's like, yeah. So I can confirm that
See,
while
I don't look
it
that
may
close.
look the same, well, I didn't either, but like the 6th day in a row during the playoffs, I did start to pay attention because it kind of blew me away. I don't.
Yeah, I've never seen someone with this much gear of one team and wear it constantly.
Yeah.
So I had to confirm.
Gotta support the team.
Yeah, if I'm going to go buy it, I've got to wear it. It can't just hang in my closet.
Well,
Now,
but that's a lot to buy. I mean, I own like one sports shirt.
if I had a jersey on every day, please clown me, make fun of me. But like, these are clothes that like I feel comfortable in the studio wearing. So.
There is no clowning here, Schultze.
we're just trying to understand.
I got you.
We're
just
trying to
trying to
get
understand.
inside and noodle around in the world.
Now, are the Mariner
Of
panties
Schultz.
lace?
I I don't. So I did buy my wife a pair of Mariner panties. They are not lace
All right.
because they do exist. And on the chat on the YouTube, I think Dan asking if I have
Wow.
Mariners undies. Yes, I have those as well.
Wow. I'm more.
It's hot.
I don't want to go down that road, but now I just.
Baseball porn.
Do you role play when she
Oh,
wears it? Like,
No. That's what
do you call her Julio or how
No.
does that?
She calls me Julio, bro. No,
I
that's
don't know. Just
it's not happening
Mariner.
either direction.
Well, anyway.
I've often wondered.
Just jump the shark.
I know.
Well, I have because I have wondered, like when you see a team store or like when you go to a concert, like there's Metallica panties. Like when you go see a show, and I always think to myself, who buys those?
That's so on brand.
and
though.
now the answer
women.
is
yeah.
Schultz. I didn't
I think a lot of people would buy Metallica panties.
really.
Well, yeah. I mean, people rock, the rock type people,
Yeah, really. I well, I've been to
like to-
like 50 shows. I've never seen anyone buy. And believe me, I look when I'm up there and you're at the merch tent. I'm like, is anyone buying the panties? I've never seen the panties bought.
See, here's
I've
my
never
thing.
encountered someone wearing sports panties.
I think that rock. Okay, so I feel like sports panties would be just for an occasion.
Yeah.
That's
a special occasion. Like for Schultz's birthday, his wife is like, I'm going to put on a little
Well-
something special tonight.
Well, and for
fella."
the playoffs, let's go.
Yeah, if he takes her up to a play, maybe she drops her, or puts her panties on. For rock people,
Oh God.
I feel like rock type people, like Metallica type people.
Yeah.
I say type. I mean, you know what I mean. Like the people, just the rock
Sure.
and roll type people.
Ow!
I feel like to look rock and roll all the time. Even when they're
Even in-
getting out of the shower,
even
even
the
when they're
panties,
like
huh?
they need to look. It's a lifestyle. It's not just it's just at the show.
Like when you're picking out your rock jewelry off of your ring tree, and then you're like, which Metallica?
I think that's right.
And then one day you're wearing the Iron Maiden panties, and then like some Pantera.
Yeah.
Like you
I
go
think that's
through.
right. Like you never. Yeah, it's a whole.
Huh.
It's a whole thing. Like it's not just one piece.
Yeah.
So you have to have the whole ensemble, which therefore leads me. I'm thinking the Metallica panties are
More
popular.
common than the sport panty.
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
I would think so, but I don't know.
I've never encountered them in the wild. I don't know what I would do. Like if you met a lady and you were having yourself a moment, it was the first time, and you're like, whoa. I'm not sure which would be weirder, encountering a pair of Metallica panties or a pair of Mariner panties. I think either way, I'd be a little surprised.
Well, if it was like the first time my wife and I were hanging out, and all of a sudden, stuff's happening, and hey, these are Mariner
Put a
pennies.
ring
It's
on
like
it?
you are the woman of my dreams. Let's get married right now.
Drop a rock on it right on the.
Right
Well,
there.
I think you and I both lack
Spot.
that like obsessive, I don't know, sports gene. Like we don't.
Yeah, sports
we're
are cool.
We're both sports fans,
Cool.
and we have our diehard teams. But yeah, we don't. I whatever Schultz has in the DNA, whatever chromosome ended up too big, too small, missing, added, whatever that is.
I think added,
I don't have it, and I don't think you do either. No.
but
It's probably my broken childhood. I don't know. Just looking for comfort in something.
But now I'm kind of looking. I kind of want to buy Schultz a
Jesus.
Mariner headband now.
I appreciate that.
I kind of
you
want to
should.
buy him one of the Tupac ones that tie in front. Would you wear that if I bought it?
No.
Because I see it right here, and quite frankly, I want to see you in it.
That's not. I would look horrible in that.
I think it would be amazing.
No.
Quite frankly,
I pull off.
you know
the-
what I'm talking about when when you do the gangster rap style and you turn
Yeah.
it around, you tie it in front.
yeah, I do it all the time.
Yeah, please, Schultz. I got one right here, a Mariner pinup, as they call it, and I think it can go either way. It's $14.90, and if you wear it, I'm clicking on it right now. And if you're willing to wear that that way,
Bro, I don't want the ties. Sorry, it's got to be just the thing.
Well, we were hoping
that's
Suk would bring
disappointing.
back the bandana,
I forgot.
Oh yeah, the red bandana.
but he refuses.
I
You should see me when I'm out raking the leaves like a white dad.
Yeah.
Every weekend.
You bandana?
I Tupac.
Do you?
Yeah, dude.
Take
Doesn't
one-
everyone?
Take one of your wives to turn it around. Get out there.
You know.
Get her done.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. I do have a couple of the bandanas. I will try to remember that for tomorrow to bring back the bandana. And then mine are all tied. I do not have the fancy bandana. I just have the old school bastard, like red, like I could become a hobo. I could have some hastily packed hobo snacks. Put that in a bindle, hit a boxcar, and go meet Grapefruit Joe for some fun on the rails.
Yeah, those old bandanas, like particularly the red and blue ones.
Yeah.
You know, with the weird pattern, like just
Yeah. Yes,
symbols
I think
on
it's
them.
paisley, is it not?
Is it?
I think so. I think it's paisley-esque.
Those were widely available. I don't know.
Yes.
That may have just been Kansas.
I think they're like 99 cents.
Yeah.
They still are. You find them like if you go to like a truck stop.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah, they're
Or They
everywhere.
used to be everywhere. They're not anymore. I never see them anymore.
You know, you
But-
get those at the Eagle.
yeah, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you're going to tell us all about it.
I'm just saying. If you're interested in bandanas, any color you want.
Look, here's what I'm saying. The old hanky. You remember when Granddad used to blow his nose in a
Gotta have the hanky.
hanky? Like,
Rest in peace, Papa. Yes, he did.
I feel like that was really gross.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you
stuff
know-
it back in the pocket.
Because how often would you wash it? Yeah, like you just stuff it back in your
My
pocket.
grandma washed them, and I watched her iron those damn things.
Yeah,
for years.
But how often? But how many snots are you throwing into there before you?
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
I just felt
It's weird.
I didn't like that.
Why not just bring some Kleenex with you and then?
Right.
you
I
know.
guess maybe Kleenex back in the day was too
Yeah,
expensive.
it was too expensive. Yeah, Newell K. Brown, the healthiest boy in Utah, my grandfather, he was in a shocking development. He was a handkerchief man, but they weren't real handkerchiefs. He just took like old clothes and would cut them up.
Yeah, and,
And
you
he-
can do that too.
Yeah, and he just would have them. But yeah, I don't.
Resourceful.
And he would just shove them back in there. And I always thought that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's odd.
I think it's a generational thing.
I think so too.
I don't think the handkerchief means
it's how
what
they
it-
were taught.
Yeah,
But the handkerchief you don't see,
no,
and you don't see the blue and red bandanas. Like it's all gone.
Well, now this is turned into I think Bryce
all
Harper
gone.
kind of brought this back, and now it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
The baseball players, like they're all wearing them. Some of the NFL guys have them now.
they?
It's become a thing.
Oh yeah, a lot of guys are.
A
wearing
lot
them
of
under their
baseball
hats.
guys now
Lot
have
of people.
lot of people
Lot of
wearing
people
this
saying.
spandexy what have you.
Yeah, like it is. It's a headband, but it's not like the traditional sweatband from NBA players from what 20 years ago.
Now that I enjoy. I like when someone goes with the old school like red, white, and blue, like the old ABA Dr. J headband. That's a great look. The Alex Caruso, if you will.
Those are sweet. We should bring those back too.
Yeah.
God, I miss the Blazers wearing those red ones. Sheed and
Yeah.
Damon back in the day.
Throw some old school wristbands on there, maybe some knee pads, get out there, start slapping the floor.
All right. Well, we have a big show today, guys.
Really big shoe.
We've got a NFL trade deadline apparently.
and a lot happening.
A lot.
Yeah.
It was historic
Yeah.
today.
I think you're seeing more and more young GMs that are willing to kind of go down the road of the Rams and the Eagles and shove some chips in the middle. I like it.
We get the college football playoff rankings today.
Yep. Is that at 4?
I think it's usually at 4.
Yeah, it's in between. They usually do it in between the basketball games, right?
I don't know. It's usually at 4.
I don't know. I got to call you back. Got a guy on the other line about some white walls.
But now that you say that, you might be right.
Yeah, I think they always did it in between the games.
Well, we don't have a second big game tonight. We have Duke, Texas.
There's not another one.
I didn't see another one on the skid. So I don't
Interesting.
know. I guess we'll find out together.
We will. We'll go on this journey together.
Live on the air. And yet another coach in college bites the dust. Those are some of the things we need to get to. We're going to start with the NFL trade deadline. It was historic. Came and went today at 1 o'clock. We'll start there next on 105.1 The Fan.
Oregon Ducks and 1080 AM.
All right, the NFL trade deadline was today, and according to Tom Pelissero, there were 10 trades. Some of them we already knew about.
And some of them had gone down before that, but
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Some of them we already knew about.
yeah.
But I'll just go through them here. Miami, we knew this one. Jalen Phillips goes to Philly.
I really like what Philadelphia did. Shocking. I just think Philadelphia runs their roster better than
Well, yeah.
anyone in football.
So they traded a third to Miami and got Jalen Phillips because, the Eagles are in a window and they, I don't know, they're just like, all right, well, we need to fill this hole and that hole. And
Well, and
they do it well.
And you've got a guy who's young. I think he's only 26. Now, he's got injury problems. But when he's healthy, and Philadelphia is not going to – Philadelphia won't make him play 60 snaps a game. And so he can be a guy that fills a role for them. And you've seen their defense at times, especially when Jalen Carter's out, the defense can be had. And at times they've been so thin that Jordan Davis has to play on pass rushing downs. So what you do is you have a very long athletic player on the outside that they don't necessarily have. Remember, they even had to bring back Brandon Graham. So you get a guy that can be a third down pass rushing specialist, run more of your NASCAR package, get Davis off the field, line him up, and 25 times, 20 times a game, you're going to say, dude, go get the quarterback. And he's young enough that if he stays healthy, you've got a player that may, feature long term. And if not, he's just a bit piece that Philadelphia constantly rotates in. And I just love the way that the Eagles and Howie Roseman always get multiple bites at the apple, and they're always tweaking. They're never just saying, hey, our roster's fine. They're always looking for little ways to improve. And I think this is one of those small deals that you may not think much of. But watching the postseason, he's going to come up because it's Philadelphia. He'll make a big play or two, and you'll be like, that damn Eagles, they did it again.
Yeah, in the division, I feel like it's quite the juxtaposition with what the Eagles do and how they trade.
Yeah.
And then what the Cowboys do and how they trade.
Well, and then the other one, too, is the Eagles have two very good corners, right? In Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, but they want Cooper DeJean to play more in the nickel. They feel better about that. So what do? They go out and get two more corners. One, Jair Alexander is just the definition of a flyer because he's kind of washed. But then you go out and get Michael Carter, too. And again, multiple bites at the apple. You're getting veteran guys that you think they can fit into the roles that Philadelphia wants them, and they're not going to ask them to be star players. I just always like what Philadelphia does.
Well, the Cowboys need corners, and of course they didn't. They need anybody that can play DB, but they didn't get any of those today. They did.
Corners and O linemen are always hard to get because you can never have enough of them.
They did trade. So Cowboys did trade for Logan Wilson, the linebacker from the Bengals.
Whatever.
They gave up a 7th, and then they also traded a 1st, a 2nd, and Mozzie Smith, the defensive tackle from Michigan, who has been a bust. To the Jets for Quinnen Williams.
I can't tell you how much I hate this if I'm a Cowboy fan.
Why is that? So it sounds like Jerry was going to trade Micah, or he was trying to trade Micah for Quinnen Williams in the offseason.
Yeah.
So he's now circled back to Quinnen Williams and in a weird way made the trade?
Yeah, and yet just keep Micah Parsons. Like, your defense is warmed over dog blank. It's outside of Cincinnati, it's the worst defense in the NFL.
Isn't this for next year, though?
Yeah, but
I mean, they're not playing for this year.
But then why didn't you do it next year? Why didn't you do it in the off season?
Well, because they just lost last night. Jerry needs some positive momentum.
That's my point. It's like everything they do in a bubble, you can kind of make an argument for, but they do it in the worst possible way. They always wait too long to sign people. They always make trades when it means nothing. Like, you're going nowhere fast. And Quinnen Williams is a really good player. Now, he's going to be on the wrong side of the age bracket by the time Dallas does anything. But he's a nice player. But he's not Micah Parsons. And Logan Wilson got benched on the worst defense in the NFL. And granted... Well,
are we going to have this argument now?
I'll tell you right now.
Cincinnati's defense worse than Dallas's?
I think it is.
I don't know, man.
But
I'm going to look at the stats.
It's 50-50.
It's really close.
So whatever, like the Cowboys linebackers suck, and so you got a guy that's a pro, and he's fine. He's the definition of average.
What's your favorite defensive metric?
I'm a big just points per game.
Points per game, okay.
Points per game.
Let me look.
I mean, yes, yards and all that matters, and your offense can put you in a hole, but at the end of the day, just how many points do you get? many points do you
Scoring
give up?
defense.
They're so bad.
The worst defense in the league is
Is it Dallas?
Cincinnati.
Yeah, but it's close, right?
Cincinnati is giving up 33.3 points per game. The Dallas Cowboys, 31st at 30.8
So I said, it's flip a coin.
points per game. Thank you.
So you just there's no one in the NFL would look at what Dallas just did and say what they did is better than just having Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is probably one of the 3 transcendent defensive players in the NFL. He is a guy that can take a bad defense and make them serviceable. And Quinnen Williams, while good, he's not the player he was a couple years ago. If you look at his stats, the win rate and the way he's rushing the passer, not what he once was, still an elite run defender. There we go back to Jerry being like, we need to stop the run. No, Jerry, you need to just overhaul your defense. And bringing him in at this point to do what? Dallas can't be giving away capital, and they gave away a first and a second to go get a guy that is not going to make a major impact on your defense in any meaningful way over the next 2 years. It just, and by the way, he's not super cheap. He's older than Micah Parsons. Getting Quinnen Williams is not bad. Getting him now and what you gave up, I just, other than what you said, needing positive headlines, I don't know what Dallas is thinking when they go about not necessarily who they get, but how they acquire them and how they decide to pay and build their roster.
I think the problem is they don't know either.
It's there.
And that's my whole point is the Eagles, check, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Cowboys, same division, check, that is not how you do it.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't be any more diabolically opposite in terms of how they're
if you
making moves.
If you wanted your defense better, you could have had your defense better when it still mattered, when your offense was cooking and you weren't 3-5-1 simply by signing Micah Parsons a year and a half ago to a deal that would have saved you about 8 to 10 million off of what you eventually, well, I guess what Green Bay would have paid him.
Jerry's got big oil deals he's working on. He can't be bothered with this
He's busy
piddly
talking
stuff.
to Stephen A. Smith in his pink shirt.
So the Titans traded Draymond Jones, linebacker, to the Ravens for a 5th.
Very Ravens-esque.
Yeah, he'll be good for the Ravens.
Big physical edge rusher. That's
a good move.
That's what Baltimore does.
It's what Baltimore needed. Again,
fine.
that's like Philly.
Yes.
Like they
find
that's a
needs,
hole.
and they're not expensive, and that just a team that appears maybe to be getting it together. That's fine. That's Baltimore.
So the Jags traded a 4th and a 6th for wide receiver Jacoby Myers from the Raiders.
Yeah, Jacksonville has spent a lot of resources on a receiving core that isn't very good. I would just like to point that out. They're determined to throw everything they can at finding receivers, and they haven't really found receivers. They thought they had one in BTJ last year, and now this year it's like
BTJ.
Yeah,
your lady.
Hey, she's out there playing in the slot, man. She gets out there and gets it done. Remember, my gal
with
was
her football panties on.
My gal was the original BTJ, and that of the teams that I would be most disturbed by, I feel like pulling off some knickers and seeing Jacksonville Jaguar panties, that would be alarming. Just that prowler cat coming at you.
It would just be very Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been to Jacksonville, and I'm no.
That is a city that I've never been to, and I don't think I ever will go.
You don't need to.
Yeah. Why would I go there?
No, you're fine.
Except for maybe the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
That's true.
But I just missed that.
Yeah.
Although my brother went one year, and he said that was the most attractive women in one place
Just
he has
all
ever
concrete.
seen. In one zip code
Then I stand corrected.
he has ever seen.
Because I've been in Jacksonville twice, once to play in college and once to play in the NFL, and I can assure you at no point did I think to myself, hey, I should come back to Jacksonville.
Joe Tryon, defensive end, a Husky, I believe, right?
Yeah.
He goes from Cleveland to Chicago. They swap a 6th and the 7th.
Chicago had one of their pass rushers blow an Achilles. This is just depth piece, whatever. Need an edge rusher.
Sauce Gardner got traded by the Jets. He goes to the Colts.
Riskiest move of the
for
trade
2 1s.
It is. That is a
Dude.
ballsy move by the Indianapolis Colts. And by the way, I hate to say this because it's the Jets and Woody Johnson is an idiot. The Jets did a phenomenal job today. The Jets are going nowhere fast. They got out of a couple of big deals that
They got 3 1s.
that were not going to help them, and they
And a
got
2.
3 1s and a 2.
Yeah.
So the Jets, believe it or not, they are. If you wanted to say who are the winners they're not winning Jack S this year, but the trade deadline, the Jets won. If you would have told me that someone was going to give 2 1s for Sauce Gardner, I probably would have chuckled a little bit. But that's a great haul for them. And if you're Indy, if it works, it's worth the cost. That's a really, if you look at players that have been non-quarterbacks that have been traded for 2 1s, boy, that's this. I don't think this is Jamal Adams, but this is a really risky play that for a guy who his best work was his first 2 years in the league, and since then has been good, not great. He can't tackle. And some of that was he just miserable in New York? And he's an idiot on social media, not necessarily the best locker room guy. How much of that was you're great and you're bored and you suck and your team sucks? And now does this light a fire under his ass? Or is Sauce Gardner one of those guys that just, what did Trent Dilfer say? There's guys that love football and there's guys that love what football brings them. The question is, which one of those is Sauce Gardner?
Well, I don't know what the definition of works is. You said if it works, what is that? I don't know what that means.
I think
he's a good corner.
I think a Super Bowl run.
Yeah, well, like if he plays well and helps them,
yeah.
They are a good team.
You don't do this unless you think he is the piece that puts you in a Super Bowl window.
Well, I think they think they're in a Super Bowl window.
Yeah.
They're way better than they
showed
thought.
You.
And their owner just died, so they're kind of like, hey, I don't know what that had to do with anything, but
well, you got new
new management,
or
upper. Well, you got new ownership.
It's
the daughters, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And
by the way, I like what they got going on.
They love Sauce.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is a.
You think they wear Colts panties?
Gosh, you think Sauce is gonna wear some? You gonna wear some Colt panties?
You gonna ask his girls to wear some of those?
Well, if you look at Indy, the one thing that they have, I think they're 26th against the pass. Right, their offense has been elite, and I know they just, they ran it. They turned the ball over 6 times against Pittsburgh. You're not gonna win turning the ball over 6 times, but
they called that.
Defense has been good. Offense has been phenomenal. They had one glaring problem, and that was in the pass defense. And this might be one of those. In order to get a corner, a really good one, you're probably overpaying. If you saw 2 things don't get moved, elite corners and good offensive linemen. Because again, in today's NFL, you need 4 corners and you need at least 4 good old linemen, and there's not enough of them to go around. So you want Sauce, you're going to pay a premium for him. You got him. And now if you're Indy, this tells you that Indy does not think that their start is because of schedule or because of a fluke. And it also tells you that Daniel Jones is going to be the guy. He's going to get an extension. This is Indy going forward.
Couple other trades here on deadline day. The Seahawks got a guy with a really cool name, Rashid Shaheed.
Love this.
Wide receiver.
Love it.
So they gave up a 4th and a 5th for him.
Love this move.
He was in New Orleans.
With Kubiak. And even if he's a rental, the one thing, if you're going to look at Seattle, Seattle runs a lot of basically the Kubiak system, right? Run, play action, muddle everything up in the middle, and only 1 or 2 guys out in routes. And that has worked brilliantly so far. But they still aren't a great running football team. And when they play better teams, and let's be honest, the Seahawks haven't really played great teams. The Saints got exposed with this last year. Teams are going to be able to muddle this up. And you are going to need someone to press this defense. And Jackson Smith and Jigba is a top 4 receiver right now in the league. Teams are going to be rolling coverage that way. And they don't really have anyone else that is a real scary threat. And what he is going to do is you can just play him on the other side and he's just going to run straight and he will force defenses to at least respect that. So I don't know if you're going to see huge dividends right away, but I think down the road when you play better defenses, when teams are going to be able to scheme against Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think this is going to hopefully eliminate some of the Sam Darnold ghosts from last year when people started really game planning it and forcing Sam to do some difficult things. I really like this move for Seattle. And
then 2 other trades. Trevor Penning, the offensive guard from the Saints, goes to the Chargers, so they get a little. Oh, he sucks.
He is.
Why'd they trade for him then?
Well, because
get a little help on the O-line. I was thinking, good little move.
The Chargers have no offensive linemen, and there's no offensive lineman available. Penning has been really bad in New Orleans. He was one of the worst tackles in the league. They moved him into guard, and now he's just kind of a crappy guard, but he's not the worst guard. But I'm assuming the Chargers, with no tackles, are bringing him in to be a tackle. And if that's the case, I guess he's better than what the Chargers have. But I don't think Justin Herbert is looking at this today being like, yeah, he's not good.
Well, the Seahawks, they could use some offensive line
Yes,
help.
they're just not.
It's just not
They're
available.
just not available.
Yeah, they're not.
No one is willing to give up offensive line help. I would have loved it if the Seahawks would have gone and got a guard, but they're just not.
And then the Chargers
not
traded Jasir Taylor, DB, to the Jets.
Yeah.
For a 7th. I don't know. I don't even know who that is.
That's beyond my.
All right, fellas.
Beyond my scope.
That is your NFL trade deadline rundown here on The Fan. How about that? That's every damn trade that was made today.
Yeah, that was
pretty cool.
That was like rapid fire.
Rashid Shaheed. Is that right?
Shaheed.
Rashid
You were
Shaheed.
It's a fun name.
What's his name?
Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed.
Shaheed.
Rahid Shaheed.
There you go.
Love that guy.
You're going to make me say it wrong in my update.
Shaheed Rashid.
I think Seahawks fans are going to. I think this is going to be one the Seahawks fans are really going to like. There will be some big plays between him and Darnold, and it will loosen up some of the coverage.
Yet another college coach bites the dust. We'll get to that next. Here's Schultz.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update is brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on The Fan, nonstop action with the NFL trade deadline happening earlier this afternoon. The Jets, one of the busiest teams in the league, sending wideout Sauce Gardner to the Colts in exchange for 2 first-rounders in 26 and 27, as well as wideout Adonai Mitchell in what was the biggest deal of the day. They also dealt defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys for a 26 second-rounder, a 27 first-rounder, as well as defensive tackle Mazi Smith. The Cowboys were also busy making another trade, acquiring linebacker Logan Wilson from the Bengals for a 7th-round pick in next year's draft. Locally, the Seahawks bolstering their receiver core as well. They grabbed Rashid Shaheed from the Saints for a 4th and 5th rounder in 2026. And elsewhere, the Chargers added some help to their injured offensive line. They acquired Trevor Penning from the Saints for a 6th rounder in 2027. Elsewhere, the Raiders sending wideout Jacoby Myers to the Jags for a 4th and 6th round pick. Over to the NBA, the Trailblazers taking the night off to lick their wounds after they lose to the depleted Lakers last night. Unexpectedly, they were almost a 10-point favorite. They'll finish their home stand-up against the only unbeaten team in the league, the Thunder, coming to town tomorrow night. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Current missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, we're patiently waiting for the college football playoff rankings coming out at some point. I don't know. But I'm watching it. I turned it on NBA.com.
I love your attention to detail. Oh, we're way there.
Well, they'll come out. We'll figure it out. NBA Today.
Yeah.
Did I say NBA.com? I'm watching NBA Today.
Okay.
I turned it on there because I've been flipping around for things to watch, and there's just nothing.
Utah Mammoth versus the Buffalo Sabres.
The women's college basketball game is on, but UConn is kicking the crap out of Louisville, so, I mean,
you're like, whatever.
It's not close.
Yeah.
So I turned it on NBA Today.
Okay.
On what appears to be NBA TV.
I was not familiar that there was a show called NBA
dude.
Today.
Let me tell you something.
I cannot
Do you want to know what they're doing? I'm going to tell you. I had to bring it to the program.
You are about to... I have no idea what you're about to say, but you are about to highlight, I guarantee it, why I do not consume NBA coverage.
Oh,
But
I don't know.
Continue.
They are taking phone calls. There's a split screen.
What?
Yeah, there's a split screen with two guys. I don't know who they are. One may be a former player, but I don't recognize him. And then the host guy, and they're in different cities clearly, and they have really bad backdrops. Yeah. And well, I've since turned it. Would you like to see it? See, you're
No,
interested.
I'm good.
It's interesting, isn't it?
I got Hockey Night in Utah on right now.
NBA Today, and they're taking calls 1-888. I don't know. Get bent. I don't know. But oh my God, how on earth does that get a rating?
There's a lot of sports coverage.
Should we call in?
I kind of want to now.
What would you say?
Let's talk about
how does Neil Smith Jr. drop 30 on the Blazers?
First, can I also make an admission?
And who is that?
Thank you. Am I the only one? I got home last night, right? And then we eat dinner, and then I'm flipping over, and I'm like, oh, Blazers. So I flip over to the Blazers. And at least 3 different times, I asked out loud, who the F is this guy? Because earlier in the year, we had the white kid, number 12, that Anthony Edwards is like, who the hell is that guy? Neil Smith Jr.? What? The only Neil Smith I know is the NFL defensive lineman.
Nick Smith.
Sorry. Even worse.
And he only had 25.
Who is that guy?
Well, number 12 had 11 points, Jake LaRavia or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah. He starts.
Well, right now he does.
If you want to include LeBron in that, because he was out, there was basically, if we're going to assume LeBron is averaging 20 a night, and that's a safe assumption, right? LeBron's in there, he's averaging 20 a night. There was 91 points missing from the Lakers lineup last night, and somehow the Blazers lost.
You know what I've noticed? I don't like to bet a lot of NBA. The NBA is a very weird market to bet because
you never know who's going to play.
Yeah, well, exactly. But the one thing that I've noticed is during the day, never bet the NBA early.
No.
Because, for example, if you did yesterday, although you still would have won, this is going to be my whole point.
Yeah.
But the Blazers were 3-point favorites.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that early, and I was
I made the ugly assumption of the Blazers are about to be 5-2. There's no one for the Lakers.
So they were 3-point favorites, and Luka was back, and Austin Reeves has been playing great. Well, then, I don't know, it's 4 o'clock. They said, or maybe 3 o'clock, they said, no Luka, no Reeves. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Line went to 8.5. But what I was going to tell you is, I got to tell you, dude, I follow this stuff. I don't bet a lot of it, but I like to kind of just follow it.
Mm-hmm.
It is uncanny how often guys get pulled from the lineup and the line plummets, and the other team that pulled their players still wins. It happens all the time.
Really?
Yes. Keep an eye on it. Giannis is sitting. No one will play for Milwaukee. Milwaukee by 10.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I honestly was... I have watched 7 games now.
Oh, there you go. You want to see them taking calls on
my God.
Justin Termine and Eddie Johnson taking calls.
Old EJ.
Give him a call, 1-888 get bent.
EJ is a giant red ass. He he talks S to people on Twitter. He does some the Phoenix post game stuff.
Maybe he's getting ratings.
Dude, that dude's an angry guy. Back to my original point.
Anyway.
There is no worse coverage in any sport than the NBA. No one does a worse job, minus the TNT guys, which are now ESPN guys. The coverage of that sport is warmed over garbage. But I have watched, I think the Blazers played 7 games. I've seen good hunks of 5 of them. that's one of those that the NBA just doesn't make any sense.
I know.
To me.
It's weird.
There's just the Lakers had no business winning that game, and not just winning that game, but just being better than the Portland Trailblazers. And one of these days, like, I know the big tariff got everyone excited for like 2 months, but that's a DNP. Can we understand the fact that the Blazers don't have a center at this point, and we should probably find one? No offense to Robert
We're
Williams.
7 games in, and you're already saying this?
Well, Donovan Clingan only played 18 minutes,
They
and I
go
think
to
his
that- they go
max
to
is
that-
like 26.
They go to that small lineup, which is fun
God.
at times, but you're
He's
getting
right.
you're getting worked by DeAndre Ayton.
29 points.
Think
Well-
he had. I love it when that
But
guy
wait.
decides to be good. He can literally decide to be good whenever he wants to.
Hey.
He's just lazy and doesn't want to.
That was the revenge game.
That was the revenge game.
I mean, the
Dominating.
Lakers, they had Marcus Smart out there. They have Ayton. They had,
Jake
Hachimura.
Larivi.
Guys,
whatever the hell
It's
that
a bunch
guy
of
is.
veteran. Look, well, here's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of like the NFL in a way that, the league, there's enough professional players
Yeah.
on these teams that they can beat you any given night. It's much like the Saints are terrible,
Yes.
but if you overlook the Saints, they could beat you. It's like that. Like the talent. Yes, the stars aren't playing, but the talent gap doesn't drop so much. I think that, as a matter of fact, I think I'm talking myself into now betting the teams that rest starters because
Just go with
because the
that.
market overcorrects on it.
Can I enlighten you guys really quick? The Blazers shot 22% from
Yes.
three-point land last night.
Just
Okay, that is
dreadful.
why
Yeah,
they lost.
They need a center
Dreadful.
and they need to shoot.
Yes.
They can't do anything right. This team sucks.
And more importantly, Bronny James played
Yeah.
19 minutes.
I was going to ask, did you like his defensive intent?
He actually had a couple assists.
Yeah, dude, he's good, bro.
Stop it.
He's his dad, pretty much.
Stop it.
Defensive intensity, Bronny James.
He went 2 of 11. I love how last night, by the way, hand to God, there are people, including our morning show,
Lot of
that
people.
were trying
lot of people.
to say that Bronny James looked like he went 2 of 11.
He went 1 of 4.
2 of 11.
What?
He was 1 of 4.
Yeah. Tumani Kamara went 3 of 11 from 3.
Oh, sorry. I
You're
was looking
fine.
at sorry, that was the combined.
Yeah, he
Sorry.
only shoots 4 times.
He only
He-
shoots 4 times.
They don't
he's
let him
not
shoot
stupid.
that much.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't shooting. Bringing my defensive intensity to the table. What were you going to say, even though your facts are incorrect?
On the season, he is shooting now a robust 18% from the field. 18%! Can we stop?
So why do you always go to that? Dude, you ignore the defensive end. Okay, he's not the best scorer. We know that. He's basically an MVP otherwise.
I can't believe the Blazers lost to that squad. They lost to a team that had to deploy 20 minutes of Bronny James, and they lost.
Nick Smith
Man,
Jr. Do we know who Nick Smith Sr. is? Was he
I have no idea.
a ball player?
I don't even know. No idea. That's just one of those. Like,
Okay.
that's the Cleveland Indians Major League. Who the F are these
So we
guys?
don't talk a lot of Blazers here. They
No.
derailed us there. Will you just admit that they're not that good?
Look,
Just admit it.
I thought.
Just let's get it
Yes.
out of the way right
I'm
now.
not
Just
ready-
admit it.
I'm not ready to admit it.
They're like playing maybe
Yeah.
6th seed
Hey,
at best.
I
They're
had 'em-
one and done in the playoffs.
I had them 41-41, and we're right.
Sell
we're
the
right
team. Just yesterday you said, "Oh, they're pretty good. They're definitely in the playoffs, man." They lost to Nick Smith Jr. and Bronny James.
Hey, you just got done. The defensive intensity that those two
Dude.
are bringing to the table.
They're going to finish 8th, and they're going to get absolutely boat raced by the Thunder in the first round. You know it's going to happen.
No, I'm looking up.
And it's
Nick's-
the worst thing that can happen because what you want is a lottery pick.
No, I'm
Why
looking
do we
at-
do this every year?
Hey, Nick Smith Jr. balled at Arkansas. How dare you?
Why can't you guys see it? You know what, Schultze?
I'm choosing to be positive.
Tired of this crap. Sell the team. Oh, wait, they are.
He played for the
Good.
Greensboro Swarm last year.
All right, well, we got to know where they're
There was our
I'm with
Blazer.
you, Rob. I'm with
There was our Blazer.
Oh, you're with
segment.
me.
I'm with you. Well, yeah, they
Sell
suck.
the team.
They don't suck.
They're okay.
No, they don't suck.
They
but
play
they're
hard.
they're again
That was one of those.
they're in between the 7 seed
Yeah.
and the kind of play out.
That was one of those last night that maybe was a bit of a reality check for me. I was like, right when I get done being like,
How
man,
many effing times in the last 5 years have you gotten a boner for the Blazers in the first 5 games?
Utah game. I was like, hey, they play
God.
hard. It's fun. It's entertaining. And then I get Nick or Neil or whatever the hell Smith Jr. and then Bronny James. I'm like, God damn it. I knew, by the way, that was going to get brought up today, and that Rob was going to go right back to the "you've been fooled again." I'm like Charlie
Well,
Brown.
you're
in that
fooling
football.
yourselves.
I
They're
want
not
to
fooling.
be positive.
They're not fooling you. You're fooling yourself. You're falling for it.
I know. It's like Arizona State.
Bro.
It's a
Idiots.
bad relationship.
Oh, sorry. It was 188 NBA jump.
That's the.
Give them a call.
I'll call that right now. I want to see 1-800 NBA
888 NBA jump, I think is what it
jump. All
said.
right, I'm going to try this.
All right. Well, now back to real sports. Yet another college coach is fired. Next on The Fan.
Who's in, who's out? This is the Injury Report, brought to you by Zoom Care. Health on your schedule.
Jumbo. Formation, and there he is. Harrison. What a start to this night for Marvin Harrison Jr. And the first touchdown of the evening belongs to Arizona.
The Cowboys
the
defense
way-
can make anyone look good.
Yeah, Arizona is not very good.
No.
And yet that was easy for them.
By the way,
That's crazy.
I'm calling 1-888 NBA jump.
Tell
right now.
Eddie hello.
See what happens.
And I thought he was overrated.
It's ringing.
Zoom Care, more than 20 neighborhood clinics in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Convenient access to same-day urgent and emergency care. Schedule or learn more at zoomcare.com.
Whether you're looking for
on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Okay, cooler heads have prevailed here. Suk did not get through to NBA Today.
No.
It is 855 NBA Jump,
Now, I will tell you,
not 888 NBA Jump.
I did qualify for a free medical alert device. The number that Rob had me call originally was some sort of number for seniors. And by clicking that I was over 50, I was a lucky caller because they did have important information about my free medical alert device.
Dude, those things are expensive. You should have got that.
If you dial that number,
They're like $300 at the old folks' home.
well, they're free now.
You know, there's a huge, because if you fall,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
You know
and
what?
no one's around,
We make fun of that ad, but if you live alone and you're a senior,
that's a big
that's
deal.
a big deal. My mom has fallen problems, and there's a couple times where she's fallen, can't get to the phone, and she's laid there for a while till someone can.
Well, you remember the famous ad when we were kids?
Yeah, fallen, I can't get up.
fallen and I can't get up.
Well, I think
It's a
Apple.
great ad.
I think Apple and smartwatches have kind of killed that industry. It is hanging by a thread.
Well, no, I can tell you, I am in the industry of seniors.
Of the
I can
olds.
assure you
That's a
that the
thing.
Apple Watch is not something the olds are going to be able to handle. It has to be
Simple. Okay.
It's
Press
a
the button.
simple thing that they wear around their neck or
Yep.
maybe on their wrist, but it's just a button or a pull cord. That's that's it. That's the key.
It's all they can handle. I
Yeah,
got you.
You
The
don't
olds
know.
aren't-
You don't know a lot about the olds if
They
you
aren't
think my
rummaging
mom's
through your-
operating a smartwatch.
They aren't rummaging through the apps trying to find the app and then logging in to get. Oh, I fell, but I gotta log in first.
My mom wanted me to show her how to Google things at one point.
Google.
Yeah, she's
Cute.
like, yeah, I was trying to work the Google, and
I love that.
yeah.
By the way, you said that 855 NBA Jump was busy. It's a very popular show.
I called 4 times, and all I got was the busy signal.
Very popular
I
show.
wanted to talk to Eddie Johnson about why the Blazers suck.
Either that or the producer's like, I ain't answering these. I'm taking everything off the hook. Anyway,
I got right through to that senior number, though. I'll tell you what, they picked up on that first ring.
whose time are we wasting? No one's.
one's.
Not as much as NBA Today. Tell you that. All right. Okay, so I think we get some college football playoff rankings, but we do
5
have
o'clock, by the way.
Oh, 5. Okay,
5.
so you were right. It's after the or no, it's at halftime of the 4 o'clock game, the Texas Duke game.
Yes, that's right.
So
1, 2,
we'll-
3, 4, 5.
That'll be an hour away. So Hugh Freeze got turfed, and so now we have to look at another.
Did you see one of the reasons why Hugh Freeze got turfed?
Was he using the school's cell phone to call hookers?
No, that's pretty fun.
That was his old job.
That was great. That was at Ole Miss. No, this was obviously wasn't the only reason.
Can we wait
Yeah, we
until
can
the
wait.
next segment?
Yeah, you can wait till the next segment.
I mean, it's a pretty good tease.
Yeah.
Like, it's better than I have. I just was like, we're going to talk about it.
Like originally, I thought this was just some sort of horse crap rumor, but it's not. When you dig into it, this was one of the reasons that the upper brass used to
Is
fire
it
him.
too much golf?
Yeah,
Yeah, he likes golf. Apparently, he's pretty good.
yeah, and that's a problem. It's a problem at Auburn.
It's a problem in SEC land. All right, we will get to that coming up next on The Fan.
Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, non-stop action on NFL trade deadline day. The New York Jets, one of the busier teams along with the Cowboys. New York sending wide receiver Sauce Gardner to the Colts in exchange for first-rounders in 26 and 27, as well as wideout Adonai Mitchell. That was the biggest deal of the day, but they also traded defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to Dallas for a 26 second rounder, a 27 first rounder, as well as defensive tackle Mazzie Smith. Dallas also acquiring linebacker Logan Wilson from the Bengals for a 7th round pick in next year's draft. Here locally, the Seahawks bolstering their wideout core, grabbing Rashid Shaheed from the Saints for a 4th and 5th rounder. And elsewhere, the Chargers adding some help to their injured offensive line, acquiring Trevor Penning from the Saints for a 6th round pick in 2027. Over to the NBA, the Trailblazers have the night off, licking their wounds after the unexpected loss to the depleted Lakers. They'll host the Oklahoma City Thunder, the only team undefeated so far in the NBA season, to wrap up their homestand tomorrow. And in baseball, bad news for the Padres. Starting pitcher Yu Darvish out in 2026 after undergoing UCL brace surgery. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Primetime with Isaac and Sue. Weekdays 3 to 7. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. Primetime with Isaac and Suk.
What do girls want anyway? Well, apparently not total losers. We're pretty good at basketball. Yeah, as long as we don't have to run or jump or dribble or nothing.
Isaac Robb.
Hey, you guys up for a little game?
Sure.
Well, let's make it interesting. Say $20.
How about 50?
You're on.
Jason Sukanik.
Dude, we don't have $50. We don't have 20.
This is Primetime on the Fan Sports Network.
What the hell's up with that? We win, and they get the chicks. That sucks, dude.
105.1 and 1080.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's jobs. We gotta get jobs. Then we get the khakis. Then we get the chicks.
The Fan.
All right, welcome back to our second hour of radio broadcast here on Tuesday with Isaac and Suk. The fan text line can be reached at 503-864-6326. A lot of texts coming in today. We did learn that the college football playoff rankings are coming out in between basketball games, not at halftime. So they're covering UConn, Louisville, and then that's women's, and then it's Texas Duke men's. But in between there,
That's what I thought.
they'll come on.
I remembered them being
Yeah.
in between basketball
They
games.
did. It's just I always thought it was between those two games they always play in Madison Square Garden or something like that. Maybe it's Vegas.
But it changes, I mean, from week
I
to
know.
week. So
But now they're doing a women's game and then a men's game. And the women's game is a blowout. Stupid.
way to go, women.
Anyway, we've got our 11th coach in college football has been fired.
With another seemingly
11!
good job, although,
I don't know if that is a great job.
and that's kind of my thing. Like
We're talking about Auburn, by the way.
talking about Auburn. Hugh Freeze is out, and apparently one of the reasons. Seriously, the people at Auburn were pissed that he golfed so much. I guess he has a standing 1:00 tee time, and that was one of the reasons they knew that something was wrong. Is he canceled the tee time? It had been removed in all the previous weeks. Auburn was so petty they chopped his ass off of the tee sheet when they fired him, and so people were like, "What?" And I
Is this
guess
at where does he play?
it was
some country club or something?
Yeah, I guess Auburn has a course. I guess all these SEC schools now are building these kick-ass golf facilities. One, for their team, but two, all the rich boosters, they like to play golf.
No way.
Yeah.
Old, rich, white guys?
Yeah. So I guess
Are you serious?
I guess this has become a big thing in that a lot of the boosters, while they're spending money and they want access to the team and all that,
Are you out of your mind?
they want a little something extra. And so I guess these schools are putting a bunch of money into like world-class golf facilities.
And yet they're crying poor.
Yeah.
Still crying poor.
crying
like, don't have the money.
So I guess a lot of people at Auburn were really, really
Lot of
bothered.
people.
And here's the thing.
Whatever.
He once got fired for hookers.
Yeah.
And now and by the way, not being good and hookers and not being good in golf, I'm guessing that the people of Auburn would have had less a problem with hookers than they would with golf. I think hookers people can understand, but you're like, this is way too much time at golf. You should be grinding. You should be grinding your face off in the film room.
That guy is stealing money
Yes.
and has been for years.
Yeah.
By the way, I've told you the story that Roy Williams, when he was at Kansas, do you think that he did a good job at Kansas?
Yes, I think he did a very
Yeah,
nice job.
the guy was incredible.
Yeah.
You know, that was the knock.
Yeah. Did he
Well, I
play
don't
too
know.
much?
Oh, Roy, he's pretty good at golf. I don't know where he finds the time.
Well, the idea that like people would
I don't
see
know.
him golfing on a Friday before games,
Well, yeah.
it pissed people off.
That's kind of crazy that he's golfing the day before a game.
It is a little weird. Like this was why can't I think of who was the douche canoe at LSU? Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly on his bye week like left and went on vacation. And
So did Belichick.
yeah, and that's just not like it's not okay. Dan Lanning, for whatever you think of Dan Lanning is not going to Mexico during his bye week.
You ever see a cheetah stretch?
That guy leaves and goes recruiting. And I think that just goes to show you that, and this is why, like, you don't want retreads. This is a different game now in the world of college football, and I need someone that is obsessed. And Hugh Freeze is obsessed, but apparently he's obsessed with getting his golf game down to a scratch.
So now we have, okay, so let's go through. This is 11 coaches fired
Yes.
already this season.
And I'm not
We're
gonna
only halfway home.
And I'm not going to say good jobs, high profile jobs.
Actually, we're more than halfway home.
Yeah,
But Oklahoma State, Florida, Penn State, Virginia Tech, UCLA, Auburn, Arkansas, Oregon State, LSU, Stanford, Colorado State, UAB, in no particular order. They have all fired their coach already.
And yet we hear from them all that we're poor and we don't have money. And
Exactly.
We, woe is
it's
us.
absurd. The other thing, too, is this coaching carousel, which we haven't, I don't think anybody's filled a job, have they?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, so we're kind of waiting for the first domino to fall.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody brought this up on the social media over the weekend. It's a good point. Look at the best coaches this year. Were any of them coveted? And I mean any of them. Ryan Day, Kurt Signetti,
No.
Toby McGuire.
Maguire?
Joey McGuire.
Spider-Man?
Joey
Yeah.
McGuire. He's at Texas Tech. Even Dan Lanning.
Yeah.
Tony Elliott, the guy that's turned around Virginia.
Yep.
Mike Elko. Marcus Freeman.
All could have been had.
None of those guys were coveted.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
And yet we constantly go down this road of find me the safe choice of we know what he is. He's a proven winner, all that stuff. I don't get it. I don't know why. I think it's just groupthink and that it's hard to sell big name places on unnamed folks, but
they're afraid of being wrong.
Yes.
That's what they're
But you're-
afraid of being wrong. They want to win the press conference more than they want to actually get it right.
exactly, because a lot of times when you win the press conference, you lose anyways. So
Well,
why
that's what
not?
I'm saying.
Why not lose with the big upside? I go back to
Well.
when Ohio State. I think was it John Cooper that they canned, and Ohio State got all pissy because they hired a nerdy guy in a sweater vest and glasses from Youngstown State. And all Jim Tressel did was beat the greatest team in college football history and I believe go to 9 straight BCS games. When Florida hired Urban Meyer, people were all pissy about that. They're like, he's been at Utah for 2 years. And before that, Bowling Green, what does he know? Well, he knows a couple national championships. But this idea that you have to go steal Lane Kiffin, it's like Lane Kiffin or bust. I like Lane Kiffin. There's nothing wrong with hiring Lane Kiffin. There's nothing wrong like with Texas A&M, like there was, like the Jimbo Fisher thing. A&M, like, oh, we got to go get Jimbo Fisher. There's a reason why Florida State wasn't happy with Jimbo Fisher. Like, you're always, just because you have a name doesn't mean, and that you've had some success in the past. Like, someone will do this, like Dabo. Dabo is a phenomenal coach, and Dabo has won national championships. It feels like maybe the game has passed over Dabo, and maybe he comes around, but in 2 or 3 years, there's a chance that Dabo's just another guy. And so you're instead of trying to find someone that can reclaim the glory, go find someone that actually, again, is a young, energetic guy that wants to be involved in modern college football.
That's what Oregon did.
Yes.
So you got to give Rob Mullins credit for
Yes.
that. He did that, but not after striking out a couple of times.
Yeah.
By going the other way.
Yeah.
And
look, it's a hammer. If you can get Nick Saban back in the day, you go get Nick Saban.
Yeah, I think
there's
that's
very few of those.
But I think that's what they're chasing. I think they're chasing that home run.
Yeah.
That wins everything, including the press conference.
Yeah.
But I still feel like Lane Kiffin, Florida or LSU may hire Lane Kiffin if he wants the job.
Yeah.
And that will be viewed really positively.
Yeah.
And that's what the AD wants.
That's what they want. Yeah.
Because it gets everybody off their back. They look like a hero. You got the guy. And ultimately, they know no matter who they hire, they're attached to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to lose your job if it doesn't work. So you might as well get everybody off your back right off the get-go and look really freaking good for the press conference.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They're so afraid. They're so scared to stick their neck out or just think on their own and just do their own. Just like, you know what, I really like that guy. And here's why I like. If you can justify the decision, have some balls and make the decision.
Yeah.
If you can sit there and say, here is why we hired Dan. Everybody's like, Dan Lanning. Who the hell's Dan Lanning? What's that guy done? Blah. Well, here's why I liked him.
Yep.
A, B, C, D, E. Okay.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you have to do.
Yep.
These guys are such weenies.
They are. They're in some ways they're cowards because they're especially at the bigger SEC schools. It really does come down to, can you kiss the ass of a bunch of rich old guys?
Either that or they really don't know what they're doing. And
there's a real possibility.
They're
of
just
that,
they're I mean, if you think about what an athletic director is, why are they qualified to hire a football coach? If you seriously, you see how those guys usually work up through the ranks of a university.
Yep. A lot of them are just boosters.
Deputy ADs?
Yeah, you're essentially a glorified booster. You're someone that is.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
you're a money raiser.
Well, right, but what your expertise is really has nothing to do with hiring a football coach or understanding how to hire a football coach. You know the budgets, you know the money side of it. You see those books,
and that's where I said it's more like you're a fundraiser, you're a booster that now is put in charge of making these hires.
Some of these guys are like deputy ADs in marketing. Like, what do you know about hiring? So it's really just a bizarre situation.
And this is why a lot of these search firms have become such big businesses, and there's only about 2 agents that really matter. And Jimmy Sexton runs more of college football than any AD does. And anytime one of these jobs comes up, you basically go to a search firm, and a search firm goes to Jimmy, and then Jimmy's like, well, here's my client that I want you to hire, and then I'm going to use that to get this client of mine a raise. And it's kind of this weird, it's this like weird good old boys club. And a lot of times it's the guy that's willing to stick his neck out and kind of go off on his own that ends up being right. I mean, if you go back and if we're going to go, who are the 10 best coaches in college football, right?
Well, it changes every year.
It does change. But
you wouldn't have said Ryan Day at the start of last year.
No, but there's another one.
He is top 10.
This is another prime example of how dumb people are. People were ready to fire Ryan Day.
Yeah.
And
well, you got to beat your rival.
You do. And yet,
I mean, some of that was warranted. It's like, dude, it was not going well. I mean, even it was not going well.
He was phenomenal every year at Ohio State, but you're right. He was one game short. And now the idea that Ryan Day can't be touched because he won it. But Kirby Smart was the defensive coordinator, right? Dan Lanning, the defensive coordinator. Ryan Day was promoted from within. Dabo was a special teams coach at Clemson. He certainly wasn't sought after. Marcus Freeman only got the job because Brian Kelly's dumbass left, and they were like, well, Marcus Freeman's pretty popular with his players. Sark was more of a known commodity, although he had to go through rehab and do that. But Sark's been a known commodity in it.
What was Elko? Where did he come from?
Elko came from Duke.
Well, I know, but what was his court? I mean, I know he was head coach at Duke, but where was he before?
Let's see where Elko came from.
Is he a defensive guy?
No, I think Elko's an offensive guy. Elko came from
Signetti was at James.
Oh no,
Madison.
he was the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame, and then he was the head coach at Duke. So he's a DC guy.
Where'd McGuire come from? That Texas Tech guy.
Joey McGuire.
He's pretty good. Oh, you know who's another really good coach that didn't get any fanfare when he got hired? Is your boy Sataki.
Yeah.
He's done a great job at BYU.
Phenomenal job at BYU.
And no one said, at the time, it was kind of a lack. I mean, it was just kind of like, oh, all right, Sataki.
He was the assistant coach and outside linebacker coach at Baylor.
Who?
Joey McGuire.
Really?
And he's done a phenomenal job at
He went from that job to head coach at Texas Tech?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You're right. Sataki is a great example. Sataki was a defensive coordinator. He was a defensive coordinator at Oregon State. And when he got the job at BYU, everyone was kind of like doing the same thing. They're like, maybe. And he's done a phenomenal job there. And none of those guys. So I just went through ESPN's list of going into the year who their top coaches were. The other one was Kalen DeBoer, who came from Fresno State, by the way.
Good
and before
coach.
that, it was a smaller one.
Good coach.
James Franklin, who, by the way, just got fired. He came from Vanderbilt. Kyle Whittingham, who's been at Utah forever, and Matt Campbell. right? Those are the top 10 college football coaches they had going into the season. And with the exception of Franklin, which is funny because he got fired, none of those guys were I guess DeBoer could fall into this, but DeBoer came, because he came from UW. So there'd be two that really came from kind of really established himself and had a lot of success at a big school, but then took a bigger job. Most of those others were coordinators or guys that weren't really well thought of, but landed jobs and turned into something really good.
Yeah, it's
And
interesting.
yet we still always want, when one of these jobs comes open, the first thought is, who can we steal from another elite program that's a proven winner?
So the odds-on favorite for the Auburn job, and it depends on where you look, but the one I saw was Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah.
3-1. I don't know if they get him out of Arizona State.
I'll tell you what,
for that gig.
Well, Auburn is a fine job, but this is why I just think some of these jobs are vastly overrated. At Auburn, yes, you won a national title, but you hit lightning in a bottle because you went and got Cam Newton, and you had Nick Fairley. And by the way, that Auburn team probably wouldn't win a national title in this world because they're not going to win 4 of those games against those teams, the elite teams. It was just a different world back then. In Auburn, you are always going to be the probably eighth best recruiter in your own conference, just in your own conference. And that puts you behind the 8 ball. And you may have resources, but you have less resources than the other schools around you. And yet you have expectations like your LSU and Alabama. I think Auburn is a sneaky bad job because it's just, while you have resources, you are a medium-sized fish in the middle of the ocean with sharks. And I just don't think that is nearly the attractive job that a school that's won a national title in this century you would think.
So Dillingham should stay at Arizona State?
I would stay at Arizona State or wait until a better one comes along.
The next guy on the list is John Sumrall at Tulane, and then James Franklin.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 on
And Franklin might, by the way, may be forced. Maybe he just thinks that's the job he has to take. I just think if I have better options, and I'm a hot name like Dillingham, I just don't think you jump at Auburn. And I think you look who Auburn's hired. I think that tells you what kind of level they're playing at. That is not a super sexy job.
Okay, coming up next, we're going to wrap up this discussion. There is an interesting new betting favorite for the Penn State job. We'll get to that when we return here on 105.1 The Fan. Hey, Rob, sticking around for Window Nation. That's right, it's your Window Daddy. We've moved on to November, and we have an even better deal for you as Window Nation is offering their end-of-year sale through the end of this month. And what that means is if you need new windows for your home, you will get 50% off all window styles. That's right, half off. If your windows cost you $15,000, you're only paying $7,500, and you don't have to plunk that down for 5 years. You can get 0% interest for 5 years from Window Nation at the year-end sale right now. So you got to, dude, you've been listening to me for months talk about Window Nation. You got to pull the trigger. You got to replace your old or builder-grade windows with custom-built, high-quality windows from Window Nation. They have an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. They'll get you on the sked, and when they come out, they can install in a day or less, and boom, it's over. But hurry, this sale ends at the end of November. Don't wait to put an end to your window problem. Schedule a fast, free estimate right now at windownation.com. That's windownation.com. Tell them you heard it from Isaac here on The Fan. Window Nation, license number OR 249065.
Dirt and spray. 1080 AM.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yeah, somebody texted in the fan text line and said James Franklin heavily rumored to Virginia Tech right now.
Yeah.
That is true. There was a Virginia Tech insider who said that I don't know what their name is, but they've been Andy Bitter.
And that makes sense.
He's been covering the team for 14 seasons, and he said, here's his quote. He said, it sounds like it's close.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows if this is just agents playing games or whatever it is, but we've heard enough from enough people that are kind of high up and know this process to think that, man, it feels like they're very close to the finish line on this thing.
I think that's a good, James Franklin is a good coach. Is he the best in the world? Is he the most dynamic recruiter? No, but is he a solid coach that's going to win you 8 games a year at Virginia Tech and then maybe once in a while put together a special season? And last year, he was a snap or two away from playing for a national championship. And he'll be in an ACC that's a very competitive place, but it's not going to be overwhelming for him. I think that's the sort of hire that if you're Virginia Tech, and that may be the one that you could actually keep him for years and years and years and years.
That's a great fit.
Yes.
Because if you know anything about Blacksburg and those people there, they love their football. They are into it. Beamer did a great job there. He could do just that. That's a home run for Virginia Tech, really, if you think about it.
Like, I thought Wisconsin, it sounds like they in kind of a pickle, don't know what to do about.
I don't know if he fits at Wisconsin.
See, I just thought, I thought for a guy like that is not the most charismatic guy in the world, and again, they have realistic expectations there where they want to win, but you're not required to play for national titles. I just thought that would be a nice, solid fit. I think those mid-level jobs, Wisconsin, Virginia Tech, I do think those jobs are going to become more and more attractive, especially if you've been through the ringer at a Penn State or a Florida or an LSU and you've kind of been shown the door. I think there's some real allure to those places in today's world of college football.
So I mentioned there is a interesting new betting favorite for the Penn State job. Again, this is just one odds maker.
Yeah.
But Brian Hartline,
really,
the offensive coordinator from Ohio State, is being talked about a lot up there.
I'll tell you, again, young, energetic, can recruit, runs an offense, and knows college football, and is just one of those guys that seems obsessed with it. I like these hires. Even if they don't work, I just think you're better off doing that than just going out and trying to hire a name. Because as we've shown, the name, I would love to hear the success rate between the name and the coordinator, right? And to see like which one ends up being the safer pick. And Dave Bartu always points this out too. The biggest one that we don't talk about in all this, and it may be the most important factor, is who your coordinator hires are. Because most of the time, head coaches do not call plays, offense or defense. Dan Lanning was a defensive coordinator at Georgia. Dan Lanning does not call the defense. In fact, I think I saw that over the last, I want to say it's over the last 30 years, only 6 coaches have actually called plays for their national championship team. Nick Saban, can we agree, is the greatest college football coach of all time? Nick Saban did not call his defenses. Just didn't. Kirby Smart did. And after Kirby left, he went out and got others. And he went through offensive coordinators. But the ability to hire a good staff, the ability to have the eye to hire those people and to have those people want to work for you, it is probably the biggest factor in whether or not you're successful. That in recruiting. Can you recruit, and can you recruit coaches? But we never talk about that. We never talk about a coach's ability to hire staff. But, ultimately for Dan Lanning, that will be whether he succeeds or fails. Like, he lost Kenny Dillingham and he went and got Will Stein. Eventually Tosh Lapoy is going to leave. And who do you go and replace those guys with? And when you run a successful program, you are going to cycle through it. And the one thing that Dabo has not been able to do, he's not been able to survive his staff leaving. When they were rolling, he had Venables and Chad Morris, and they were there. He kept that staff together. And once those guys started going, he has not had the same program.
The other one is Jed Fish, heavily linked to UCLA.
Good, take him.
Well,
I don't think Washington would be upset. And Washington's having a nice year. I just don't think they'd be upset if he left.
Well, it wouldn't be a normal thing for a coach to leave Washington for UCLA.
Yeah.
But in this instance,
he's just a weird.
He might. Well, his family's already back down that way.
I
and
just don't think it's a good fit. I really
didn't
don't.
he go there or coach there?
I think he's a Florida. He cut his teeth at Florida, but he may have been a coordinator he's bounced around so much. He may have had a stop at UCLA, but he cut his teeth with Spurrier in Florida. But yeah, he was the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, and was the interim head coach. But like everywhere else,
UCLA?
yeah, he was there for 1 year.
Yeah.
That dude's been
Under
everywhere.
who?
I don't know. Was that Neuheisel? Maybe 2017.
Neuheisel.
Could have
Well,
been.
anyway, if the Huskies lose him, what does Washington do?
Again, that's an interesting one. I think if Washington had a heads up that he was going to leave, and by the way, they're having a fine year, and I still think they're going to be 9-2 and playing Oregon. And that may seem like a crushing blow if Jed Fish left. I just still to this day do not think he is a great fit. And I've been trying to think of where Washington would want to go.
You know who's a guy
with that?
I know nothing. Okay, you know that.
Yeah.
We all know that. I know nothing. But when I watch a young guy who's energetic, like it fits what you're talking about, whose teams are always good, and every time I watch them, they're really disciplined. Like they're just well, you can tell well-coached football teams. The guy's name is Ryan Silverfield, and he's at Memphis. He's very good.
Yeah,
I don't know why people don't talk about him more. They're 8. He may be in the playoff this year.
Yeah. That's interesting. Something like that. I mean, they had success going to find, again, the Kalen DeBoer route. He was a Fresno State guy, and they hit it out of the park. I was just trying to think off the top of my head if anyone like really rang a bell for me at UW. Like, who would you want to go out and get? I just know that talking to people up in that program, if he left and it wasn't like a just out of left field. The other one too is, does he gut the roster? Like if he took DeMond Williams with him, that could be tough because anytime a coach leaves, that's what happens.
You just got to completely rebuild.
And that would
That's
be
what
a tough
he had
one.
to do.
Yeah, he did. And to Jed Fish's credit, he has done a nice job stabilizing that program, and they're having a nice year. I just don't think he likes it up there. I don't think his family likes it up there. I don't think the fans.
Well, he never stays anywhere.
No, and I don't think the fans really embrace him. It's a weird.
He's a goober.
It just seems like a weird fit.
All right. Coming up next, it is time for In the News. We have more liquor store shenanigans.
Ooh.
More liquor store shenanigans. You know that whole thing with the liquor store and the guy getting the heart attack and then the other guy trying to fleece him of his wallet. Yeah, I've got another liquor store story.
Hell is going on
What's
with liquor
going on over
stores?
there? People are desperate for their boozy woozy. That's what it is.
Well, liquor stores are great places. I mean, come on.
So we will get to that coming up next on In the News. But first, here's Schultze with Sports Center.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, nonstop action with the NFL trade deadline happening earlier this afternoon. The New York Jets were one of the busier teams, sending defensive back Sauce Gardner to the Colts in exchange for 2 first-rounders in 26 and 27, as well as wideout Adonai Mitchell. That was the biggest deal of the day. Jets also dealing defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys for a 26 second-rounder, a 27 first-rounder, and defensive tackle Mazi Smith. Dallas also acquiring linebacker Logan Wilson from the Bengals for a 7th-round pick in next year's draft. The Seattle Seahawks bolstering their receiving core. They grabbed Rashid Shaheed from the Saints for a 4th and 5th rounder in 26. The Raiders sending Jacoby Myers to the Jaguars for 4th and 6th round picks. Over to the NBA, the Blazers taking the night off to lick their wounds after their loss to the depleted Lakers. They'll finish up their homestand against the only unbeaten team in the league, Oklahoma City, tomorrow night. And in baseball, the Mariners exercising their $7 million option on closer Andres Munoz for 2026. He had 38 saves and, of course, made the All-Star team last season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor. Saturday mornings at 9 on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Oh, we're here. We're back.
I'm not back.
You are back.
I'm not back.
You're back.
Baby got back
When's the last time you heard that?
just now.
Little Sir Mix-a-Lot for you. Hey. Speaking of Sir Mix-a-Lot, is he alive?
Yes.
Are you
No.
sure?
Dead.
Didn't he die?
No.
Does anyone know?
No.
No, he's still alive. Oh. I was going to say, if Sir Mix-a-Lot was dead, maybe he died under nefarious circumstances. And then, what would happen is his family should contact the advocates. Because, well, if you're dead under, some sort of bad, tragic accident, you can't call the advocates, but your loved ones can. And then you can at least be compensated for the pain and suffering.
Do you know what the advocates would get Sir Mix-a-Lot's family?
I'm guessing a lot.
A bevy of buttermilk biscuits.
A bevy. Yes, I do think you could get a lot of buttermilk biscuits.
Because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Ken and Donnie, personal injury attorneys. They get you those buttermilk biscuits.
Hey, Sir Mix-a-Lot, worth over $30 million.
Wow.
Yes, that's a lot of buttermilk biscuits. And that's what the advocates would get for you. Or maybe a little bit less if you're not Sir Mix-a-Lot, but they'll still take care of you.
Yeah, consultations are 100% free. They don't get paid until you win. No reason not to call them. If you have been injured, you need more than a lawyer. You deserve an advocate. Go to advocateslaw.com. My posse's on Broadway on the Fan.
The Carl's Jr. lawyer said we could.
One FM and 1080 AM.
A lot of people on the text line saying James Franklin to Washington.
That would be one again
That'd be good.
that I think would make sense.
But you're not So if you lose Jed Fish, it's not going to be till after the season, and you're going to be way behind all these other teams.
And that's why I said, like, Fish leaving, it would be a timing thing. What you don't want is Washington to have a special year, find a way to beat Oregon, maybe just get left out of the playoff, or you make the playoff and then Jed Fish bolts for another job. You would want to have some heads up. And if you're the UW AD, you better have a short list because Jed Fish doesn't stay anywhere. And I don't believe that he would turn down what he perceives to be a better job. So they better have a short list. But yeah, someone like that. Another guy that I was thinking, I don't know if you could get him out, but like Matt Campbell, I would want Matt Campbell is a really good coach and he wins consistently at Iowa State. I would like to see him with better resources. I think someone like that could be a really solid fit at Washington.
It is November 4, 2025. It's time now for In the News. I'm your Notre Newsman. Hello, thank you. Thank you so much. I am a man of increase. That's right.
You are a man of increase.
Being a man of increase?
Please be seated.
I wonder if Jameis is going to get into the coaching game, start eating those W's from the sidelines.
It's brought to you by the Advocates Injury Attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Today's election day, as you know. It is also King Tut Day.
Funky Tut?
I was reading about King Tut today.
Why do we pay so much attention to King Tut?
Because
That's a great question.
Because actually, I tried to look this up one time. He was basically one of the only ones discovered, right? So we look for...
He was what?
He was one of the only, I don't know, mummies or whatever you want to call him.
We have his mummy, that's why.
Yeah, that's literally the reason.
Yeah.
It's because we found him, and we have found people possibly... We don't even know for sure if they're related to him, but it's...
Yeah, they found him in like the 20s, I think.
1922, and it does say that he was the only royal burial chamber in the Valley of Kings to be found untouched by looters.
Yeah. So did you know that King Tut was 9 years old when he began his rule?
And he died really young, too. And
he was 19 when he died.
Yeah, he was all inbred, too.
He was 19!
He was messed up.
Well, yeah, the whole... royal blood continuing. Yeah, a lot of
They said he
inbreeding.
died of gangrene as a result of a broken leg fall due to malaria. Rough life for old King Tut.
The old boy king. I thought he died younger than that. 19?
He was 19.
No,
yeah.
19's right. I heard he had a club foot as well.
Yeah, he was all...
Very mangled.
What a loser.
Wow.
What?
How about that?
Taking shots, Rob.
Well, he got married when he was 9.
Well, I mean, that's what you do. You're the king, for
Yeah, to
God's
like his
sakes.
sister, right?
It was his half-sister.
Thank you, his half-sister.
Yeah. So there's the King Tut information you didn't know you needed today.
Whenever I think of King Tut, I only think of Steve Martin doing the King
course.
Tut.
I think of his mom.
You think of King Tut's mom?
Yeah, Nefertiti, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you tried to
too.
pull a Swigard there and you tried to put an accent on
No,
it.
I tried to say it so I wouldn't be accused of saying the other thing, okay? I don't... accent whatever it was.
I have more liquor store shenanigans over here.
By the way, King Tut's mom is not Nefertiti.
Oh, she's not?
No, it says he just... the mom is...
Sacagawea.
Yeah, it says unknown.
What?
It says
Schulte?
it says that the most likely candidate is known as, quote, the younger lady whose remains were found in a different tomb.
Ooh.
Evidence suggests she was the sister of her husband.
Oh.
And the
Nefarious.
daughter of, and I don't know.
Very
all that.
nefarious.
But yeah.
Boy,
anyway.
can you imagine being King Tut when you were 9 and like, you
Well,
know?
that tells you something, that maybe that society was crumbling when you're putting 9-year-olds with club feet and inbred in charge of things. And like he had like a weird shaped head, and it was not good.
So, yeah, we were telling you the other day about the bro at the liquor store. Sad deal. He's working the counter out there, selling liquor to the people. And,
Doing yeoman's work out there.
He had a heart attack, and then some guy came in and tried to steal his wallet, just like acting like he was helping him, but...
Well, didn't he did. He performed chest compressions and then stole his wallet, right?
I don't know if he got away with his wallet. I can't remember, but then they found him in the back, and he was like... He was rummaging through all the boozy out there.
You know. Taking advantage of the situation. I will say liquor stores my buddy owns one, and they are kind of fun to just roam around because, you know, like, hey, what's over here? And so maybe the curiosity just got the better of him.
Yeah, okay, so this one was in southeast Portland. The owner of a liquor store was severely injured during a robbery where suspects dragged her as she tried to retrieve stolen alcohol from their car.
What's going on?
What's going on out there?
I don't know. Is it possible that liquor just makes people do, you know,
Yes.
do bad things.
Very much so.
Yes.
That,
So-
and if you're willing to rob a liquor store, it probably just, that's not your first rodeo. That's not the first crime you've committed.
Well, and I would imagine a liquor store. Don't get any bright ideas here, but would it be that hard to rob a liquor store?
I think most of those places, at least in Oregon too, that's not their liquor. So
I know, but if you want liquor,
yes, you can.
It's not that hard to run in there and throw a couple footballs under your arm and
that's
Marcus Allen out of that place.
And that's my point is that liquor is not going out of the owner's hands. That's
the OLCC.
It's the OLCC. So yes, you're probably right. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do it.
But I mean, like if I'm working the counter, I ain't stopping you.
No.
Like, have at it.
I
Did
don't-
you want to take some Fireball with you?
I don't think anyone is.
No, I
In
think
fact,
most places have like a no chase policy or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
An elderly woman. This was caught on camera. She was trying to stop the robbery. What a badass. She's the owner. This was on Southeast 52nd and Powell. Friday around 6:30. You and I were just clubbing away.
Yeah.
Little do we know, some guy's trying to steal a bunch of booze from this old lady.
She's out there, she's out there getting it done.
The footage shows them grab at least one bottle of alcohol off the shelf before making their way toward the door and hopping over a metal gate. Then an exterior camera captures the owner of the liquor store following them outside. Jennifer Fuller said her mother, Anna, reached into the suspect's car to retrieve the stolen booze. They slammed the door on her arm. It was trapped, got caught, and they start to drive away. She hits the ground. They drag her through the parking lot.
Oh my God.
Yes, and it was a gravel lot.
This is why, it's a catch-22 because no one does anything to stop these dip asses, and so they keep doing it. And you want someone to stand up and be like, dude, we're not going to put up with this crap. But at the same time, how many bottles of liquor? One. This poor lady got drug across a gravel parking lot, and my guess is it's not really a high-end bottle of liquor. It's probably
Yeah,
like
I wonder what the booze was.
Yeah, I don't know.
So-
like a Grey Goose or something. I don't know.
So no, Rob, it's not easy to run out with a couple of footballs under your arms, as you just said. Because
Not at this lady's liquor store. She
No.
gonna chase you down.
Damn right.
But she is in the hospital with a brain bleed. She has several injuries. This is not good.
No,
that's
bad.
it's not worth it.
You want to? It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's just not.
And that's what I'm saying.
Let 'em go.
It's a tough battle because you want to stand up and be like, dude, we're not going to put up with this crap. But when something like this happens, dude, it ain't worth your life.
Well, they have not caught the suspects. She's 73 years old. There is a GoFundMe. $1,265 raised to this point. A goal of 10,000. Her name is Anna.
Look that up because that's
Jennifer Fuller.
I feel bad for Anna. She was trying to do the right thing, and she's in the hospital now. For God's sakes, over a bottle of Jägermeister.
I don't like that story.
No, I
Jason.
don't like that one bit. Can we get something more positive?
Hey, by the way, King Tut, Nefertiti, that was his stepmother, okay? So yeah, I forgot the word step, but they're related. So boo on you.
Stepmothers aren't related.
Do we really know how they were all
Schultz is getting all
actually
sensy
related?
about his King Tut data.
Like how offended he gets.
They were all
wait
banging
till we
each
get
other.
to the big aviation story today. I'm sure Schultz is going to have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, UPS plane, huh?
Yeah.
Police have arrested a suspect believed to be responsible for starting a fire that damaged the home of Portland City Councilor Candace Avalos.
Wait, I thought we determined that wasn't arson.
Right?
Are we
Right?
back to it now being
We at
arson?
first were like, wait, this is suspicious.
Yeah.
Then they were like, not suspicious. Now someone has been arrested. But
for God's
apparently
sakes.
it was a guy, a 51-year-old dude named Vashon Locust. And he is believed to have gone into a shed near her home to use an electrical outlet for a heater. But the outlet failed, and so he started a fire, which spread out of control.
So he started a fire, but he didn't mean to start the fire.
Right.
He just was trying to.
But they have arrested him.
Okay.
Well,
you
they
Because
were-
you can't do that.
You can get arrested for that?
Yeah.
For accidentally?
Yeah, oh yeah, dude, you can't be doing that.
They were way off when it said it started in the car then.
All he did was plug
Yeah,
in
they
a
were away.
heater.
No, that's not what he did. He started a fire in a shed.
Oh, the heater didn't work, so therefore, okay, sorry. I was under the impression, because he was he plugged in the heater, and then the heater was it went up. I was like, well, that doesn't seem very fair. Yeah, you can't. Can't be lighting. Speaking of dumb moves, you just went into a wooden shed and were like, don't mind me, I'll just
So I think
start
he's,
this campfire right
well,
here.
I think he's a homeless guy.
Yeah.
Is the deal there.
I guess there might be some drugs involved in that.
You know.
Yeah.
All right, up next, do you know who Todd Snyder is?
Todd Snyder, the musician Todd Snyder?
Yeah, you know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Oh, he's got good stuff.
Okay, well, he's in a lot of trouble and he's hurt.
Oh, no.
Yeah, bad things have happened with Todd Snyder.
Yeah, Todd Snyder's I got a couple.
He's a local guy.
I've got a couple Todd Snyders on my my Spotify.
You may not hear from him for a while.
Uh-oh.
We'll get to that story next on The Fan.
This is the Fan's Window into Sports, a view into today's top stories. Brought to you by Window Nation. Online at windownation.com.
James. They switch off.
That's right.
Connect has Kamara in front of him.
That's
He's
right.
going to be in when it's dead. James outside. Got
Boom!
it! Yes, sir!
Bronny James, bitch. What do you think
What a
about that?
4 last night and defensive intensity.
Well, that was the one.
That was the one.
Right there.
And that was the
Did
one
you hear
that
the swish?
sparked the Lakers. How did that Lakers team beat the Blazers?
Well, the Blazers suck, that's why.
I don't agree with that.
Window Nation this month, 50% off all window styles, 0% financing for 5 years. Schedule your free consultation at windownation.com.
The college football playoff hunt is heating up.
How about a touchdown or
He's raised in Beaverton.
I had no idea.
The 90s singer-songwriter has suffered severe injuries as a result of a violent assault that has canceled his High Lonesome and Then Some tour, including his planned stop at Rev Hall November 11th. He was assaulted outside of his hotel in Salt Lake City, according to a post on Instagram from his management team. We are heartbroken to announce the cancellation of the High Lonesome and Then Some 2025 tour dates. Ahead of Todd Snyder's show in Salt Lake, Todd sustained severe injuries as the victim of a violent assault outside of his hotel. However, they are now saying he has been arrested.
Is this is a Mark Sanchez thing?
Yeah. Days after the assault, Snyder was arrested in relation to a supposed disturbance. He faces charges of disorderly conduct, criminal trespassing, and threatening violence. Formal charges had not been filed as of Monday.
So we don't know what happened.
We don't know.
But he got his ass kicked?
Who knows?
Huh. No good.
Yeah, not good.
Give yourself a, if you're cruising around and you feel like giving him a spin, check out All Right Guy. Nice little tune from Todd Snyder.
Good little tune.
Good little tune. No idea that he was from Beaverton, though.
God, you learned so much today.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the nice part about like Spotify is you just stumble across like it gives you like a random song and then you click on that guy and you're like, oh, I like a bunch of his stuff.
That's all we have time for, guys. That's in the news. You know what I just realized?
What do you got?
How the hell are we going to watch the college football playoff rankings? We don't have ESPN in here.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, I think we have it on Hulu.
Do we?
Yeah, I think so.
I can try to. I got my dad's DirecTV login. I can try to sneak in and get you guys access that way.
I'll try to find it on Hulu.
All right.
Yeah,
I need my college football playoff
I
rankings.
think we got it on Hulu. Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Doesn't Disney own Hulu? None of this makes any sense.
I don't know, man. I checked out of this
Does
game.
Disney own Hulu?
They do.
Couldn't tell you.
They merged with them. Yes.
I checked out of this game a long time
Well, yeah.
ago.
Yeah, that's right. And they own ESPN.
And Hulu just bought Fubo. I have no idea why.
Well, it's on Fubo. The only problem is it's not on YouTube TV.
Yeah, okay.
That's the problem. But Fubo, by the way, here's a little hack. If you're like me and have YouTube TV, and by the way, it sucks not having ESPN and ABC. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
And I may have to just cancel. Fubo, that's what it's called. They have a 5-day free trial. So if you wanted to watch this weekend, you can maybe queue that up on Friday.
And then next week you'll be back to being screwed.
Yeah, or maybe they come to a deal. They were saying that they were hoping to come to a deal today because it's election day, and ABC would have a lot of coverage for people, but
Or
I
just
don't know.
How about a new email for a new 5-day trial? Do that.
Yeah, there you go.
Isn't it
Exactly.
great that we're back to now all these things now
Yes.
costing about what cable cost, and
It's
with cable
absurd.
you got everything, and now you still have to have 7 different streaming services?
It's absurd.
It's insane.
It's obscene is what it is.
Go find yourself a streaming box, people.
All right, coming up next, we will get to the college football playoff rankings. They're about to be released, the first ones of the season, and the Ducks take to Iowa City. Coming up on The Fan.
Your fantasy
Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, a very busy day on NFL trade deadline Tuesday. The New York Jets, one of the busiest teams of the afternoon, sending defensive back Sauce Gardner to the Colts in exchange for 2 first-rounders in 26 and 27. Also, wideout Adonai Mitchell headed to the Jets in the trade in what was the biggest deal of the day. Also dealing defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys for a second-rounder in 26 and a first-rounder in 27. Defensive tackle Mazi Smith going as well. Dallas also acquiring linebacker Logan Wilson from the Bengals for his 7th-round pick in next year's draft. Locally, the Seahawks bolstered their receiving core as well. They grabbed Rashid Shaheed from the Saints for a 4th and 5th-rounder in this year's draft. Elsewhere, the Chargers added some help to their injured offensive line. They grabbed Trevor Penning from the Saints for a 6th-rounder in 2027. Over to baseball, the Mariners, not surprisingly, exercising their $7 million team option on closer Andres Munoz. And some bad news for the Padres, starting pitcher Yu Darvish out in 2026 after undergoing UCL brace surgery. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. Weekdays 10 to 1. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Okay, everyone, shut up and look at me.
Primetime with Isaac and Suk.
The less I know about other people's affairs, the happier I am. I'm not interested in caring about people.
Isaac Ropp.
I once worked with a guy for 3 years and never learned his name. Best friend I ever had. We still never talk sometimes.
Jason Sukanik.
I also think it's pointless for a human to paint scenes of nature when they could just go outside and stand in it.
Primetime on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080.
Please do not misinterpret the fact that I am talking right now as genuine interest. End of speech.
The Fan.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a nice little Tuesday. We are your sportsmen. Isaac.
Sada.
That's me. Big Sook's right over there.
Sports and so hard. I have breaking sports news.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The Red Panda, back.
Yeah, I saw
Tonight,
that. Where's
she
she at?
makes her debut.
Where?
Chicago.
Great.
Although she's wearing a Jordan 45 jersey.
I was worried about her.
I know, right? She busted the unicycle and was it a hip that she went down with?
I don't know.
She had some injuries. She took a bit of a tumble
Took a
last year.
fall, yeah.
And it was bad. But apparently the Red Panda has bounced back.
What a badass.
And she makes her return tonight. It's not the United Center anymore, is it?
Oh, God, I don't know.
No, doesn't matter.
Let's play the new fun game of name the NBA arenas.
Chicago Basketball Arena. Yeah,
I think it is United. Is it United Airlines Arena or United Center?
It used to be the United Center.
Yeah, it still is.
It's the United Center?
Yes.
There you go.
Isn't there another United Airlines Arena, though, somewhere?
You might
Yes,
be right.
the American, no. So that's American Airlines Center. That's in Dallas.
That's Dallas.
Two different airlines.
I'm looking here to see what else we got.
Last I
United
checked.
Airlines Arena?
By
No.
the way, we went through the NFL trades earlier in the show.
Yes.
So if you're wondering,
The field at LA Coliseum is called the United Airlines Field. That's weird.
Well, it's like up in Canada. There's like 4 different Rogers Centers or Rogers Arena. Everything's got a Roger on it. I don't know. And now everything's like, it's like, there's no anymore. Just, I miss the days if you could have, the Rose Garden or
hey,
Shea
Madison
Stadium.
Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden, still there.
Who plays at Ball Arena?
Ooh, the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, good call.
I love.
How did you know that?
Because I love Ball aluminum cups. Like they are so much better than the plastic ones you get at games now.
I'll tell you what.
They keep the drinks cold.
I was not prepared for Schultz to say I love their aluminum cups.
Yes.
What percentage of our audience just now learned that Ball is aluminum cups?
Yeah, I had no idea.
97%?
Ball Arena is about Ball aluminum cups. Okay.
We have, let's see, who plays at Chase Center?
That's the Warriors.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a phenomenal building.
They do it well.
Never seen a basketball game there, but I've seen a couple concerts, and it's a great place.
Their concourse actually looks like it's got a lot of things for fans to do. So, yes, please.
Do you know who plays in the Kaseya Center?
The
The
Kaseya
Spurs?
Yeah, Kaseya. Am I pronouncing that right?
couldn't tell you. I'll go with.
That's in Miami.
Oh, I had no idea. I was gonna say like the Wizards or something.
What else do I have here? Ooh, yeah, a lot of them are changing names. What about Paycom Center? You know who's
Paycom Center?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
That's a new one. That's in Oklahoma City.
I thought that was like some energy something, right? Wasn't that it was some energy company. It was like this really weird, long, drawn out name, and now it's the Paycom Center.
Paycom, yeah. Frost Bank Center is now in San Antonio.
And the Boston Garden it's like
TD Garden.
Yeah, but wasn't there like a bunch of it was like TD Ameritrade? It's gone through several different versions of that. Am I correct?
I don't know. I think TD merged with Ameritrade at one point. You might be thinking of a commercial.
I just know the FedEx is in Memphis. I know that.
Little Caesars Arena.
That's in Detroit, which is so depressing.
Is the Pelicans Arena still Smoothie King Arena, or is that changed over?
No, that's still Smoothie King.
Okay, that is still Smoothie.
Let's also play the fun game of they're I believe 0-7, and Zion is hurt yet again with a hamstring injury.
Fiserv? What is Fiserv?
I think it's Fiserv, isn't it?
Fiserv? Do they have aluminum cups?
No,
I think it's Fiserv.
Fiserv.
We have my buddy used to work at the one here in Portland. I believe that is the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Fiserv Forum.
Yeah.
What a terrible name.
You crapping all over that company.
Can't even read
The
it.
Fiserv building used to be the one by us when we were down on Macadam.
Golden One Center.
Oh shoot!
You guys know who plays there?
I just think of something terrible when you say that. The Golden One. I have no idea.
That's in Sacramento.
Dang it.
Where your Kings play ball.
My Sacramento Kings.
Sounds like such an East Coast one too.
Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Oh, the Field House.
That's Pacers.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the Pacers?
It's called Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
These names, they're just terrible now. It's like, because even the ones that were named, like Safeco Field, I know that's still a stupid insurance company, but there was a ring to it. It still doesn't sound right to say T-Mobile Park.
No.
Crypto.com, you know that?
That's LA, right?
That's LA.
the new
Yeah.
Clippers
Sponsor
one?
their jerseys too.
Moda Center, you know who plays there?
Yeah.
It will always be the Rose Garden to me, sir.
See, I haven't. I've come around. It's Moda to me. I was Rose Garden that same way, and I don't know why, but now it's been there long enough that I never say I'm going to the Rose Garden. It's always this, and it's never Moda Center it's just I don't know, I'm going over to Moda.
All right, well they're tossing out the college football playoff rankings right now, but as you know, they like to drag it out.
Yeah, got to make a production out
So
of
they're
it.
currently on number 18,
Now I am interested because Dave Bartu,
which is Miami, by the way.
Dave figures out a lot of this stuff in advance. Dave did send me what he believes to be his projected, because he has the criteria. So I'm always interested to see how close Dave is.
Georgia Tech is number 17.
Dave has him at 15.
Yeah, Dave's wrong.
Way to go, Dave.
Idiot.
I want to see where he's at in the top. Let's go with like the top 6, because he does have my BYU Cougars.
Ruff
6
is an idiot.
in this ranking.
Well, we'll let him reveal the rankings, and then we'll talk about it. Iowa is in there at number 20, so the Ducks will be playing a top
20 matchup.
20 college football playoff.
Which, by the way, helps Oregon because, again, have Oregon stubs their toe somewhere along the way and it's a 2-loss team, you're going to need a better resume to ensure that you get in.
Well,
I think they're going to be fine.
This is what Dave always says this.
The committee does it on purpose.
He says what they do is down in the lower part of the rankings, they'll put teams in there that
Just for this reason.
they know are getting ready to play some of the teams that they want in the playoff.
Yes.
And that would be a nice little coup for Oregon that Iowa is in there, and they're doing that on purpose.
He's a big believer of stack the back half and you use them as stable ponies just to kind of, stalking horses.
Look at Utah, quietly 13th.
My Utah Utes. Okay. Dave had him at 16, so they're, he's
quietly 13th. That's pretty good.
Especially after the beating they took at Texas Tech.
Exactly.
And you know who else they lost to?
BYU.
My BYU Cougars.
Yeah. So it's going to be hard to make the Big 12 title game.
Yeah, if they make it, and I feel like the only way they're getting in is by making the Big 12 title game.
Exactly. So they need Tech and BYU. Well, Tech and BYU play this weekend.
They do play this weekend.
But then after that, they're going to need another loss.
Yeah, well, because they,
another 2 losses.
Both teams will hold the tiebreaker over them.
So they need 2 more losses.
2 more losses.
So out of whoever loses that game.
Probably not going to happen. Utah's probably on the outside looking in no matter what. Unless they get an at-large berth, and I just don't think that there's going to be the respect out of the Big 12, especially with as many SEC teams. It wouldn't shock me one bit to see a 3-loss SEC team elevated over a 2-loss ACC or Big 12 team that doesn't make the title game.
Okay, well, while we wait for them to reveal the rankings and we'll tell you where Oregon is. Did you see the Nick Saban birthday video?
No, I did not.
It's just the cutest little thing.
Is it really? Who did it?
His family. They're just at his house.
Do they love him or?
Yeah. They appear to.
I didn't know if it was like an Urban Meyer sort of situation.
He loves them, but
They appear to, but it does seem.
Look at Nick in his chair.
Yeah, so Nick is sitting in. He is one of us. He is watching Chiefs Bills.
he is laying down, not sitting.
Well, but it's a chair.
Yeah, he's reclining.
But he's reclining in the chair. His feet are kicked up, and he's got a little blanket over his feetsies.
Got his dog running around.
His
That
two
is
dogs.
adorable.
And they bring him a birthday cake, and
Yeah.
they sing happy birthday to him, and everybody's videoing, and he kind of seems like, oh, God, all right.
Boy, can I
This
tell
is
you?
a good game.
Can I tell you? I'm a little underwhelmed by Nick Saban's setup.
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
just-
your grandparents would have.
I expected. Now the chair's fine. Like, he's got a
Is
nice.
it, though? Looks a little small.
Well,
Although
look,
he's a small little man.
you would think that that you would want maybe a bigger recliner, but I have a chair. I think we all have a chair that we've had forever, and that's just he probably has an ass groove in that chair. It's been with him since the beginning, and that's fine. But the TV setup and the
Well, he's an old guy, man.
yeah, he's Nick Saban.
He's 74.
I expected maybe a little better.
Why? What do you expect out of your grandparents?
And
It's
that
the same thing.
And that chair in the background, that's been there since 1972.
yes, it's very old decor.
If you listen to the video, funniest thing about it is when Nick Saban sits up, it is because Miss Terry tells him, sit up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he
freaking
clearly
hilarious.
doesn't. Look, the game is a good game.
Yeah.
Bills Chiefs. He's watching it.
It's interrupted.
This is not what he likes, but he has to deal with it because
And
well,
everyone's
family.
filming him. And by the way, he's got the thinning hair, and it's kind of all. He's not thrilled about
It was a
this
bad
video.
angle, yeah.
It's not a good angle for the hair. He's not happy about this video being out there.
No, especially
No.
because as we've talked about before, it's a little demasculating to have a blanket over you.
You know what? I
Watching
understand that, but damn it, the blanket is phenomenal.
I know it is, and look,
Cold, man.
I get it, but it's just a little like, it's like
Yeah, I know.
you know.
I know. It's like wearing slippers. I'll tell you what, though. If you want to know if Nick Saban's coming back, watch this video. That right there is the setup of a man that is retired.
That's right.
And is gonna stay retired.
He's not going anywhere. If he were coming back, he would have been sitting at a desk watching
Yes.
film,
Yeah.
breaking down tape.
Not with
he
his blanket.
wasn't.
Let's also play the fun game of how many times did Nick Saban fall asleep in that chair with that blankie watching that game. Over under 3.5.
Over.
Yeah.
In and out.
At 74, and I'll bet you he's got that old man snore too, that power saw going on in there.
So the Ducks come in at number 9 in the first college football playoff rankings. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we should have the rest of the rankings, and we'll overanalyze it.
And freak out.
Yeah, because that's what we do. Or maybe we'll underanalyze it. I don't know.
No, it's over.
We'll do that next, and then we'll get started on previewing Oregon at Iowa as well, coming up
A top 20 matchup.
here on 105.1 The Fan.
Ducks game
Okay, we have the rankings here. This is the first college football playoff rankings. Number 10, I'll just give you the top 10. Number 10 is Notre Dame. Bartu thinking that Notre Dame gets in if they run the table here, which they should. They'll be favored in their final 4 games.
Dave, by the way, nailed the top 5, and the rest of them were off by 1.
Number 9 is Oregon. You may have heard of them. They are the Ducks.
Yep.
They play right here on the Fan.
Look.
Number 8, Texas Tech. Number 7, BYU. They play this weekend. Number 6, Ole Miss. Number 5, Georgia. Number 4, Alabama. Number 3 is Texas A&M. Number 2 is Indiana. Number 1 is Ohio State.
There's a handful of teams that really don't, like, they're a lock. You look at their schedule, and once you make if you're a one-loss team or an undefeated team and you make your conference title game, you're in. We saw that last year. SMU, right, was a one-loss team, made the title
so
game.
who are you talking about?
So Ohio State, Indiana.
They're both in.
They're both in.
But SEC, I don't know if you can say that. I mean, there's 4 SEC teams, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, a lot of them have already played, but, I mean, A&M, surely they're going to stumble, right?
But that's the thing is that, like, A&M, even if they do stumble, like, so A&M has Missouri, South Carolina, Samford, and Texas. As long as they finish the regular season with 1 loss, and they would play in the SEC title game.
Well, why would they play in the SEC title game? Because Bama has 1 loss, Georgia has 1 loss, and Mississippi has 1 loss.
Yes, but some of those teams still, like, I guess if you look at you'd have to look at the tiebreakers to see what's in. But if A&M is a 1-loss team, even if they don't get into the SEC title game, they are in. A 1-loss SEC team is 100% in. Any 1-loss team from the Big Ten.
You mean even if they don't go to the SEC
even if they don't go to the SEC
so
title
you're saying
game.
so yeah, again, this is why it's so early. There's still 4 weeks left.
Yes.
So a lot can change, but you're saying if there is a 1-loss SEC team that does not get into the championship,
guaranteed to be in.
They're still in the tournament.
Still in. So Ohio State, Indiana, and Texas A&M.
So how many do you think get in the tournament from the SEC? 4?
A&M, Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss,
Texas, 5?
Maybe. I think you're getting at least 4.
They really only have a shot at 5. Like Vandy is 16th.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to the tournament.
I wouldn't think so. No.
So they really only have a shot at getting 5.
Yes.
If Texas stays in the mix.
If Texas were to stay in the mix and they run the table, but here's the problem:
they're going to have to beat A&M.
And Georgia. So and Texas isn't. So the SEC more than likely, you feel very comfortable saying the SEC is going to get 4 teams in. And if, like I said, if you make the SEC title game, you're in. If you are a 1-loss team and you don't make the SEC title game, you're in. So I just think when you look at it, unless absolute calamity happens, Ohio State, Indiana, and A&M are already in. They're in. And then Bama and Georgia, more than likely, already in. And then, when you get down into the Oregons and the BYU, the Texas Tech, Notre Dame's, that's more of you still got some work to do. But I think you can just kind of look at the way this is starting to shape up, and you look at the schedules. Ohio State and Indiana, they can't screw that up. No, they don't play anyone, and both of those schools would have to lose twice.
Well, you know who else really can't screw it up at this point is Notre Dame.
Yes.
Because they've already played. Their heavy lifting is done.
Yep.
They should win their last 4. So, you know what it is, and this is why it's going to be kind of tough for Oregon. Oregon's tough games. They still have 3 tough games.
3 tough.
So it's basically, I'm looking at, let's see. If we just go by your logic, that those top 3 are going to be in because they've yet to lose. If you say Bama and Georgia are in, 1, 2, 3, there's 5. It's a race between Mississippi, the winner of Texas Tech and BYU, Oregon, Notre Dame, and Texas.
Yeah.
Those 5 schools to not lose again.
Yeah.
And if one of them does,
it's going to get sticky.
It gets hairy.
Yeah. Because Georgia and Bama are sitting there both at 7-1. And again, let's just play the game of look at what they have left. Alabama has LSU, Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, and Auburn. Alabama can lose another game, not make the SEC title game, guaranteed to be in as a 2-loss SEC.
Give me their team. This is Alabama?
Alabama.
Who do they play again?
So they get LSU.
Okay.
Then Oklahoma.
Where's that game?
It's at Alabama. Both LSU and Oklahoma
That's
are
a
both
revenge game. Remember they lost to Oklahoma
lost to them and
last
kept
year.
them out last year.
I bet they beat Oklahoma.
Eastern Illinois and Auburn. And they can lose a game. If they lose a game, They don't
still get in.
They still basically you'd be 10-2 in a non-SEC title game. It doesn't matter. Alabama is in. Georgia, same thing. You look at Georgia and they have Mississippi State, Texas, Charlotte, and Georgia Tech.
So then they only have 2 league games left.
Yep. So again,
where's the Texas game? That
it could be.
If they could lose 2 in a row, dude, they don't look that great.
Texas is at home.
And they're at Mississippi State.
They're
this
at Mississippi State.
So they need to win those 2.
Yeah, I just think
they can lose to Georgia Tech though.
I guess my point is, Bama and Georgia both have a gimme mulligan, and it doesn't matter. So I really do think that it is almost a guarantee that your top 5 teams right now are already in.
But what about Ole Miss? Because they only have 1 loss.
Yeah, let's take a look and see what Ole Miss has left. So Ole Miss has, same thing. They're in. Citadel, Florida, and Mississippi State. A 2-loss Mississippi State, especially if they don't play. It actually, believe it or not, I think it benefits you to be a 2-loss team and not play in the SEC title game. You can sit back as Ole Miss or whatever with 2 losses, not play in the SEC title game, and you are going to get in. They are not going to leapfrog. You're not going to see Virginia or a BYU team like that leapfrog one of those. So I just think you're seeing some of these teams that as long as calamity doesn't happen and they fall apart, they have very easy schedules remaining and they can still lose a game.
6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it really does kind of feel like 10 of the 12 spots
are kind of
it's just
up.
As long as those teams don't screw up. And
by
Oregon
up,
is one.
And by screw up, I mean lose twice.
Well, but Oregon
think,
doesn't have as much slack.
I do not think so.
And neither does Notre Dame.
No, Notre Dame
They've already
not.
lost twice.
Yep.
And neither does Texas, who has already lost twice. So some of them don't have that.
And I also think Texas Tech is, if you're an ACC or a Big 12 school and you lose 2 games, nothing is guaranteed. And I think
you got to win your league.
You got to win your league. The SEC, I think 2 losses gets you in, and I believe in the Big 10 it does, although I think it's a little dicier than the SEC. But if Oregon were to stub their toe, and I think you're better off stubbing your toe earlier against Iowa than you are losing late. I think a late loss with USC or Washington would be more damaging to Oregon than if you stub your toe against Iowa, you fall down a little bit, but you still have 2 probably top 25 games to win at the end and kind of put a punctuation on your season.
I guess even if Oregon loses,
they should still.
Who jumps them? Like Oklahoma, Utah,
and
Louisville.
And again, when I look at those schedules, I just
Miami. Do they jump back into the mix? I don't know. I mean, you can't trust them, can you?
And I also think Oklahoma with Alabama and Missouri and LSU, chances are they lose another one.
I guess USC beats Oregon. They could jump them.
They could jump.
They're at 19.
USC could certainly do that. And Washington, by the way, if Washington wins out, and they should win out going into Oregon, Washington's going to say, hey, we beat Oregon, and we're right there. We are in that conversation, and more than likely they would get in, although that's a long stretch. I don't think they would beat Oregon, but they should be 9-2 going into that game.
Here are the games. If these rankings were to be used, it would be Notre Dame playing at BYU with the winner playing at Indiana.
That's a battle of the Lord.
Or no,
there.
not at Indiana, right? That's a neutral site.
That'd be a neutral site. We'd get to find out who's more powerful, Catholic Jesus or Mormon Jesus.
That's pretty good.
That'd be fun.
And then if Notre Dame wins, that would be a rematch from last year. Remember, Notre Dame beat Indiana in the first round.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe it was the second round. They beat them.
Yeah, they beat them up. Yeah, because their 2 losses were to Notre Dame and Ohio State. Yeah.
So then you have Virginia would play Ole Miss. Look at Virginia getting in the tournament. They're predicting them to win the ACC.
Yeah, and that's the only ACC team getting in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Virginia would play at Ole Miss. Gross.
Yeah.
And then the winner would go play Texas A&M. That's one side of the bracket.
That'd be fun.
And then the other side of the bracket, as we pointed out yesterday, ESPN had this. Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, and Ohio State are all in the same side of the bracket.
Yeah, that's nasty.
So Oregon right now, as it stands, would actually go on the road and play at Texas Tech. If they win that, they would go play Ohio State.
That would be, look, the Texas Tech game would be a rugged physical affair.
That would be a great game.
That would be fair, that would be fun, and then the reward is you get to try to get some revenge for last year. Because you would do the opposite, right? Ohio State would get to sit around for a month, and then have to go face Oregon versus what happened last year.
And then the other game would be Memphis being the group of 5.
Mm-hmm.
They would play at Georgia, and the winner would go play Alabama.
That's weird. I was going to say I forgot kind of who was the highest ranked group of 5.
So you could have. Now, it's definitely no guarantee it's Memphis. It could still be South Florida. It could still be North Texas.
Yeah.
They have a lot to play for still. But you could have an Elite 8 of Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Notre Dame, Indiana. Sign me up. Sign me up.
I thought college football was wrecked and everyone hated it.
When they went, this is why it's great they went to that 12-team tournament.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. And I just don't see. I mean, outside of like coming out of nowhere and winning your conference, and it feels like the ACC and the Big 12 are ones where it's kind of up for grabs, but it just kind of feels like with the SEC and kind of the Big 10, you know what you're getting. At this point, you know who is more likely to get in than not.
Yes, but
funky things can happen.
Well, but somebody's gonna lose the SEC title game.
Yeah.
And it's possible that team would then have 3 losses.
See, therein lies the interesting one. You're right. Because if a 2-loss SEC team gets into here's the real scenario, which people would lose their ass. Let's say a 2-loss Georgia team or a 2-loss Alabama team finds their way into the SEC title game, loses a nail biter. Meanwhile, you have 2-loss Ole Miss or a 2-loss Texas that didn't play. I still think you have to put the 3-loss team in. How can you punish a team for getting to their title game and having to play an extra game?
Yeah, I'm with you.
And that made that come down to the eye test of just who we think is the better team. Because we saw them do it with Florida State, right? We looked at Florida State and we're like, man, you're undefeated, but you don't have your quarterback, and we don't think you're a team.
I think Mike Elko's doing a nice job, but something tells me Texas A&M is not going to be in the top 5 when this thing's all said and done. They're just not.
So they got at Missouri, backup quarterback.
They could lose this weekend.
And then South Carolina, which gave Bama a run for their money, and they still have to play at Texas.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not saying they're not good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Alabama, Georgia, even Texas, to some extent, much more trustworthy.
Well, I'll tell you what, Arch, that was the first time last week that I thought Arch looked good. And if he can figure it out, and their defense is what it is.
Yeah, he played well.
Yes. Then wouldn't that be something of little old Texas?
And by the way, they've had 2 losses. But
Ohio State.
One of their losses was to the number 1 team in the country, and
Yep.
they held them to 14 points
Yep.
in their house. Texas starting to look better and better. Look, I'm telling you, the cream rises, man.
Yeah.
The cream rises, and I feel like Texas saying it's gonna be interesting. That would be a huge thing for Texas if A&M, Tech, and Texas all got into the tournament.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
I doubt that's going to happen.
Boy, we'd never hear the end of it from that damn state.
No, we would not.
It would
and then North Texas could get in too.
Oh, yeah. They still have a chance to be the group of 5, right?
They definitely do.
Well, I'm just hoping BYU can find a way to beat Texas Tech, because if they do,
yeah,
that changes everything. And I think BYU then has a clear path to get in. And
well, they can almost even still go as long as I don't know who else they have in the Big 12.
I think Cincinnati's left, but they should
not
still.
easy.
No, but if they beat Texas Tech, I think BYU is in the playoff regardless. And
because they could go to the Big 12 title game and still lose and get in.
That was what SMU did last year.
And that type of scenario, see, again, we're way too early with this, but that is the type of scenario that knocks an SEC team that doesn't play for the SEC title out.
Which is what happened last year in the ACC. Clemson was a 3-loss team, beat SMU, and the committee put Clemson in as the automatic, and they still put SMU in. And who did they F over? Miami and Alabama.
That's correct. So you have to watch for the teams who don't win the Big 12 or ACC.
If they have a good enough record.
Yeah, they can't really lose anymore, but that's where the wrenches come in.
There is.
I love this stuff.
Yeah, there is precedent now for a 1-loss team losing their weaker conference title game and still getting in.
All right, the Ducks take to Iowa City. We'll talk about that coming up next, but first, here's Schultz.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Breaking news in just the last half an hour. The first college football playoff rankings of the season getting released. Oregon sitting at number 9. There are 4 SEC teams in the top 6. Here's the top 10 quickly in order. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, BYU, Texas Tech, Oregon at 9, Notre Dame rounding out the top 10. On to the NFL nonstop action with the trade deadline happening earlier this afternoon. The Jets, one of the busier teams, sending defensive back Sauce Gardner to the Colts in exchange for a couple of first-rounders as well as wideout Adonai Mitchell. That was the bigger deal of the day. They did also deal defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys for a 26 second-rounder, a 27 first-rounder, and defensive tackle Mazi Smith. Dallas also acquiring linebacker Logan Wilson from the Bengals for a 7th-round pick in next year's draft. In Seattle, the Seahawks making a deal as well. They grabbed another wide receiver, Rashid Shaheed, from the Saints for a 4th and 5th rounder, both in 2026. The Chargers also adding some help to their injured offensive line. They grabbed Trevor Penning from the Saints for a 6th-round pick in 2027. In baseball, the Mariners exercising their $7 million team option for 2026 on closer Andres Munoz. He had 38 saves and made the All-Star team last season. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you on-demand videos. Watch Window Nation's Window into the Fan.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we.
Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Well, we have Dan Lanning on Thursday. So we'll talk more about it then. We'll talk about it with Joey Harrington on Friday. I'm kind of fired up about the Iowa game.
Yeah, this should be good.
I don't really know why, but I am.
Well, I think the idea that this could be one of those knockdown, drag 'em out games.
Yeah.
And I think anytime you get a team that's kind of viewed as a high-powered, kind of flashy, and then they're playing the gritty, kind of like styles make fights, I think people like that. I'm not saying this is David and Goliath, but it's the idea that a team that isn't very flashy like Iowa can drag Oregon into deep water. And I think that's why those Stanford matchups all those years were so much fun.
Well, Penn State was like this. I
Yeah.
mean, that I feel like this game is going to be a lot like that game.
Yeah. And it's a great environment out there in Iowa.
But Oregon's more built like I get that Oregon has the whole
They're way more
flash, but
rugged, yeah.
they're more built like Iowa than people think.
Yeah.
I mean, they're tough up front.
Yep.
They like to run the ball, really good defensively. I don't know. I think there's the Dan Lanning Ducks are much tougher
Sure.
and bigger and stronger
Yeah.
than the old Ducks.
Well, it's like when USC entered the Big Ten, it feels like USC in no way was prepared for the rugged nature of it. And Oregon has been fine, right? Oregon has not been bullied with the exception of last year against Ohio State, which, I don't know if they were necessarily bullied. You just got your ass kicked. Ohio State was playing just lights out against everybody. But you're right. And the whole flash thing, dude, Oregon is a big, like Oregon's O-line is huge. They have physical backs. Certainly their defense plays with an edge like that. They're not small up front. So you're right in that this is not the old Chip Kelly,
No. But they have a good offense.
Yes.
I mean, way better than Iowa.
Yes.
But they're only so they're favored by 6.
By the way, that has come down.
Has it? What to what?
I think it started out at like 8.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's come down
I
a little
didn't
bit.
see that. I saw it opened at 6. Kickoff is at 12:30. CBS, and of course here on the Van.
I'll look and see what that was.
It is sold out. They are calling it the biggest game at Kinnick Stadium in maybe 10 years. They hosted number 4 Penn State back in 2021, and they beat them on their way to the Big Ten title game where they got crushed by Michigan. But they won that game over a top 5 team.
Yeah. By the way, it looks like it opened at 7.5 and now at 5.5.
So some peeps took Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
So Iowa got the initial money. So there are people that have Iowa. It's usually the sharp bettors that get that money down early.
Over under, by the way, 42.5. So again, not
they have
expecting a high
Iowa
scoring.
plus 7.5.
Yeah.
So if you liked Iowa, you already missed
the better number.
The better number. Now the over under, that's interesting. That's low.
42 is low. Well,
that feels low.
Iowa
I
is
don't know what the weather's supposed to be like, but
I don't know. I'll take a look. But Iowa is going to play. One, they're going to run the ball. They don't really throw it very much at all. Their quarterback, I think, has 4 touchdown passes on the year. And Iowa's style of defense is keep everything in front of you. They don't give up big plays. So even when you score on Iowa, they make you take 7 minutes or 8 minutes to score on them. So just by the nature of the way Iowa plays offense, running the ball, moving clock, and defense, keep everything in front, this may be one of those where you could look up and this thing could be like 10-7 at the half. And Oregon, you'll be like, well, what happened? And you're like, well, Oregon scored on 2 of their 3 possessions, but you get one stop, and that's what Iowa wants. The more times Oregon has the ball, this is problematic for Iowa. So I think that's why that point total is so low. Iowa, by the style they play, you can't score a bunch of points on them if you only have the ball so many times.
punts, baby, punts.
Punts.
By the way, this is the Ducks' first trip to Iowa City since 1989, where they won at number 24 Iowa 44-6.
I usually love these things as if that has any bearing whatsoever on when was that? You said
1989.
Yeah, I don't think 1989 really has any sort of role in this. By the way,
Well, no one's saying that. It's just interesting to note that the last time they went there was a hell of a long time ago. And by the way, in that game, Merton Hanks.
Really?
Merton Hanks, no match for the great Bill Musgrave.
He of the long neck. And now I think he's in charge of like NFL discipline.
Would you like another wild note?
Give it to me.
That game, Oregon's last trip to Iowa City in 1989, was only 10 years before Kirk Ferentz got there. That's how long that old ass has been there.
Dude is never going to, they're going to bury him at that stadium.
I mean,
By
it's
the way,
unbelievable.
49 degrees and a 88% chance of rain.
Oh,
So-
boy. Slobber knocker.
What time is the game?
12:30.
Oh, so yeah, so it gets
2:30 there.
Yeah, at night it's going to drop down into the 20s, but at kick looks like you're going to be in the 40s and a steady rain. So yeah, that's
okay. Run the ball, baby.
Yep, it is going to be an ugly, sloppy game.
They said
out there.
Dante Moore's ready to go.
Yeah, I mean he could have played in that. He got. Did we even find out? Was it confirmed? I'm sure they won't confirm anything. I don't even know if he broke his nose or if he just got his nose busted and it was bleeding. But
no idea.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Well, he is fine. He's been at practice and he's going to play. He was great at Penn State. He got rattled against Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
He bounced back well at Rutgers, but then he got hurt at Wisconsin. It was kind of a weird game.
Well, and Wisconsin did some of the same stuff that Indiana did, which was some pre-snaps looks. And when you go back and look at those two games, a lot of people blamed the offensive line. The offensive line really didn't play poorly in either one of those games. The backs and Dante Moore did not do a very good job of recognizing pre-snap looks. And we knew Indiana runs a lot of those simulated pressures. Wisconsin did some of those things too, where they only ran 4 or 5. They just overloaded a side and then rotated across. And Oregon was not good with hot routes. They were not good with either shifting the line or bringing the back over or reading the end guy and having him be hot. So I'm assuming that Iowa is going to run some of those same things. But I would hope that with the bye week, and obviously now you've seen it a couple times where it's kind of mucked you up, my guess is that Oregon spent a lot of time looking at those things. And hopefully you're able to handle those a little bit better against Iowa.
Go ahead and climb out of my ass for a while.
Other one too is strength on strength. You know,
Brian Ferentz not there.
Oregon's D line has been really good. Pro Football Focus has Iowa's offensive line as the best offensive line in the country. So this should be a fun matchup there with Iowa obviously wanting to control the ball and run it.
They have the best offensive line in the country and they can't score.
Well, their quarterback is not good. Don't let them fool you telling you that they have a quarterback.
Okay,
they don't.
when is the last time they had a decent quarterback at Iowa? Right answers only.
I'm trying to think of who
I can't think of one.
Of who their quarterbacks have been. Well, Chuck Long was in the 80s.
Was he good?
Beathard.
Oh yeah, CJ Beathard.
CJ
Beathard or whatever it's
Beathard.
No, I think it's Beathard. Dude.
I believe it's pronounced Beathard.
I like that better.
There you go. Beathard, 2017.
Was he good?
He was a 3rd round pick.
Okay.
He made it to the NFL. Let's just say that.
Look, when I got a list of their top 10 quarterbacks of all time, and it's not a who's who of quarterbacks.
Okay, give
Ricky Stanzi. I remember that name.
Ricky Stanzi. He sucked.
Chuck Long.
Okay.
Aubrey Devine. He played in 1919, by the way.
All right.
Brad Banks.
I don't remember him.
Is he a black guy?
He is a black guy.
I think I do remember. What years? Like 90s?
0203 for Banks.
Yeah, okay. I remember him.
Brad Banks.
Sucked.
And then we got Randy Duncan. He 1956. Some dude from the 1950s. Some dude from the 1960s. There's Matt Rogers, 1988.
Nope.
Nope. Drew Tate, 0306.
Okay, I remember him. Drew Tate.
Then old Stanzi there.
Yeah.
And then Beathard.
Wow.
Look, it's not a who's who.
That is awful.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
And what's this guy's name that they have out there now?
Gronowski.
And he's a transfer?
Yeah, he transferred from, I believe, South Dakota. I believe he's one of the Jackrabbits. And so now, much like the Iowa State quarterback,
yikes,
which they try to make a big deal, where they're like, you know, he's a gamer and he plays with guts. Dude, the guy's thrown for 940 yards this year with 4 touchdowns and 4 picks. Do not let them fool you into thinking that they throw the football. They do not.
4 tutties is
4 touchdowns.
It's more than I would have guessed.
No, they do not throw, but they have scored points this year. This is not the same sort of anemic offense that you've seen.
All right. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like Oregon.
I do too. Oregon is better than they are.
I think they wear them out.
Iowa can win this game one way and one way only.
Exactly.
And they are capable of doing it.
I think Oregon gets a late score and covers.
Yes.
That's how I feel about this game.
They did score 37 against Wisconsin.
In the rain.
No, Iowa did.
Oh, Iowa did.
Yeah. So in Iowa's wins
Oregon
this
only
year,
scored 21 against.
Yeah, I mean, they have put up points. They got rid of the Ferentz's kid, and it's a little better offense. It's a little more dynamic, but it's still run.
All right, well, I talked myself out of it. I'm not that interested in this game. No, I am. It'll be good. That'll be good. We'll have more on that tomorrow. Coming up next, Dan Quinn, Goodwill, Be Gone on The Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Ducks athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
Ton of respect for this Iowa team. You see veterans across the board, and how they play. They're a real complete team, and they're a team that beats you in all three phases. Really tough in special teams with the return play that they have, probably the best returner in college football right now. Their defense, they choke you out.
Yeah, their special teams are really good.
Yep.
I do know that.
And like you said, that's the
kind
stuff.
of hallmark of
Yeah.
Kirk Ferentz.
They're going to try to win in the margins. Punt, pin you deep, play defense, field position. I thought it was a very good, what Lanning said. They're going to try to choke you out. It's a boa constrictor.
All right. Mods PDX, the future of building is here.
If you're considering new construction and want it done right and fast by a team that's focused
There's wishy-washy me. Did you see that, the Texas Duke game is about to start?
Yeah.
Dickie V's back out there.
Dickie V! Hey, is
that
he?
guy has like 9 lives.
Well, yeah.
It's
That
unbelievable.
dude has been fighting cancer for seemingly like 20
I know.
years.
I thought he was done. He's back. He's calling the game.
Is he cancer free?
I saw as far as the last round, yes. And I was just talking during the break here with Casey. I think that he will die when he stops. He needs to keep going.
He's one of those, yeah.
He's 86.
Exactly.
Is he really?
He's 86.
He looks it.
I got to tell you. Well, you say he looks I think he looks pretty good for everything he's been through. I was just watching him on there. Yeah. He looks a little, he's showing some age, but I've seen worse 86-year-olds.
Yeah, he just says that he has anxiety because it's an ongoing anxiety. He lives with the condition. At this point,
gotcha.
It's just, this will get him eventually.
Wow.
So
he's still out there.
Yeah, he's had melanoma, lymphoma, and vocal cord. And his most recent diagnosis was for another lymph node. So he's had 4.
Jeez. I'm seriously stunned to see him sitting courtside.
But last year, I guess they said that I guess for the time being, it's free. But I think he's kind of saying here that cancer-free is more it's not a...
They didn't get it all.
You can't.
It's relative at this point.
Supposedly, from my understanding, is once cancer spreads, you're playing whack-a-mole, and it's popping back up.
Yeah.
And one of the times it pops up, and it's going to get you.
Quick note on the Dan Quinn front, who tried to kill his quarterback Sunday night.
Oh, it's on me. It's on me. I'm sick of coaches saying that, by the way.
Well, it is on him.
It is, but just don't do it then, dumbass.
According to Schultz, you should never play your quarterback. Ever! Don't play him! Franchise quarterback. Sit him down. Your offensive line is bad. Schultz, your football acumen is dynamite.
No, I asked that question yesterday because I was parroting what freaking idiot Commander fans, never should have played on social media.
So... God forbid, you realize that he has played in limited NFL games. He hasn't played a lot this year, and you're trying to find some sort of rhythm and balance. That tends to be a thing in the NFL where you do play starters most of the game.
So here's but dude, I'm with him on that. Dude, they were down 31 points.
And he did say that was his last possession. And some of that, too, you do have to communicate to him. And this is why the Jaden Daniels thing's always scared me. Jaden Daniels was phenomenal last year, but go back and listen to it. It absolutely terrified me. The style of play that he played at LSU and what made him so good last year in the NFL, that style doesn't travel. It does not work long term. The only player that I've seen play that way and have it work out for a decade is Cam Newton. And Cam Newton is a GD Mercedes G-Wagon. That dude is a tank. When you are thinly built, this style doesn't work. And when you watch him play at LSU, that dude gets hit and he gets hit hard and he does it in the NFL. And you're just I remember someone, I forget who it was, told Trevor Lawrence this. He said, dude, you have to slide. In the NFL, when you get hit, the injury rate's 100%. This is not college. And they didn't get to RG3 in time. Someone needs to get to him and says, we love the way you play, and we don't want you to lose that style, but you have to eliminate this stuff. Otherwise, all you are is an exciting player that can't stay on the field, and once that athleticism gets sapped, so much of what makes you great now just becomes you're just an average quarterback. The other guy that you're seeing with this a lot of now who probably is out of a starting job long-term is Kyler Murray. That style of play doesn't last into the back half of the season.
Yeah, I want to talk about him a little bit more tomorrow, but I was going to tell you the similarities between the Jaden Daniels RG3 injury.
Yeah, it's creepy.
So the Daniels injury, same stadium as RG3, obviously.
Yep.
Same yard line, same down against the same team.
Eek.
This is eerily similar to the Joe Theismann, Alex Smith injury similarities. Those were on the exact same date, 33 years apart, same injury to the same leg with the same final score. Both of them were missing their left tackle, and both were injured by a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, Lawrence Taylor and J.J. Watt.
How about that? That's just one of those. Lincoln and Kennedy have this.
That's nuts.
They have that same sort of thing. All the assassinations, there's just there's a weird connection there. There's just some bad juju going on. But you just have to learn, and I don't know. I mean, obviously I never played that position. I certainly didn't play any position well enough to be, a real NFL player. And I don't know how you convince a player that has played his whole life one way that you can't play that way anymore. You have to get rid of the ball. You have to get down. Not every play, especially if Dan Quinn's guilty of anything, it's him and Cliff Kingsbury telling him, my man, this isn't about making a play here. We're trying to build some rhythm. We're trying to get something going on offense. And what we can't have you do is running around trying to make heroic plays when we're down by 28 points in the fourth quarter. Check down in the pocket, nothing heroic, play within yourself. Learning how to play that position. So much of success in the NFL is learning how to take care of your body. And the best ability is availability. And it terrifies me that Jaden Daniels in year 2 has now had to miss multiple games, probably out for the year now, and is going to come back next year again, probably with a wonky O-line, maybe with a different offensive coordinator, and a little older and a little more beat up. And if he doesn't change the way he plays, well, you're in for it. Or figure out a way to beat Cam Newton. Cam Newton was what, 6'5", 255, 260 probably at one point. Ben Roethlisberger, another. Ben towards the end was like 290 pounds. Ben was an offensive lineman, so Ben could play that way. Jaden Daniels weighs what? $175? I mean, buck 80? Kyler Murray? You can't do it.
All right, Chat GPT roasts Portland and its sports fans.
In our face.
Coming up next to kick off the club on the Fan.
weekday on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the very first college football playoff rankings of the season just released in the last hour. Oregon sitting at number 9. There are 4 SEC teams in the top 6 total. Here's the top 10 in order. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, BYU, Texas Tech, Oregon at 9, and Notre Dame rounding out the top 10. Of course, Oregon in action against Iowa right here on the Fan Sports Network on Saturday. Non-stop action with the NFL trade deadline happening earlier this afternoon. The Jets made a couple of deals, first sending defensive back Sauce Gardner to the Colts for a couple of first-rounders and wideout Adonai Mitchell. They also dealt defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys for a 26 second-rounder, a 27 first-rounder, and defensive tackle Mazi Smith. Dallas also acquiring linebacker Logan Wilson from the Bengals for a 7th-round pick in next year's draft. And in Seattle, the Seahawks bolstered their receiving core. They grabbed Rashid Shaheed from the Saints for 4th and 5th rounders in next year's draft. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday morning 6 to 10 a.m. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. The following program may not be suitable for children.
Hold on to your butts.
As the sun sets over Slab Town, in the shadows of the Fremont Bridge, a club comes to life where you can let your freak flag fly.
There's a new fiesta in the making as we speak, full kegs. Everybody's gonna be there. You ought to go.
The only thing that's off limits are the words you can't say thanks to the FCC.
They don't know what the f*** they're doing. Do you understand that? We've given away too much to arrive at these political compromises. Yeah.
Google me, bitch.
Oh no, oh no.
Well, my.
Should I go right? Should I go left? Damn it. How do I get in that little girl's toilet?
Germany's a great city.
Hey, yeah, beautiful hair.
That ain't no bird.
Well, my. That's 50% stupid.
Expired.
We apologize.
I was alive. It's insane.
It's time for the club, baby.
That's
on
unsuckable.
105.1 and 1080. The Fan.
Rocco! Oh, my Rocco!
Oh, Joe Klatt.
Yeah, you're Rocco Becht. I guess that's a Rocco Becht orgasm.
Yes.
It's a fine drop.
That is Joel Klatt calling any Iowa State game when Rocco throws a 3-yard out or scrambles. Ah, the gamer!
Rocco! Oh, my Rocco! Oh.
They'll do the same thing with this Iowa quarterback, too. Watching that Iowa State game and listening to Klatt and Gus Johnson call it, oh, my God.
I can't stand either
By the way,
of those
that
guys.
game ended up, I believe, 13-10, and you would have thought that it was the greatest offensive game ever played in the history of college
I hate
football.
this game.
It's 16-13.
16-13.
Get it right. Yeah. But yeah, I cannot handle Gus Johnson anymore. Used to love him. I just can't handle him.
It's a lot. It's a lot, Gus.
But this game will be on CBS, which I believe is that Gary Danielson?
Yeah, it's the old SEC crew. Remember that? Which is still weird to hear.
Yeah, I don't mind him though.
Them calling the Big Ten games, and you don't have to have ESPN to watch it.
Oh yeah.
So you can.
Good call.
Yeah, you can let the whatever feud you have going on right now continue.
Well, I need my ESPN, man. I need my ABC. There's other games.
I do love that. I feel like there's like
off.
a revolt coming in the country. And of all the stuff going on right now, it's going to be over streaming services.
It might be.
People are just going to take to the streets and start burning places down over one more subscription.
Yeah, whoever the first guy or gal to come up with like an easy way to make your own like network at home to put all your streaming on. I've got this collection of Blu-rays, all this stuff that I actually own. I think if somebody came up with that, they would make hundreds of millions. Just make it easy.
Well, my business idea was kind of along the same lines of like there ought to be some. I think there's an opening for subscription management position.
Ooh.
Because I feel like people...
Like a general manager, but for your TV subscriptions?
Yeah. I feel like... But it would be hard because people aren't going to give you access to their accounts. But I feel like people are ashamed I feel like people are ashamed to go and find out exactly what they're spending and how many times they're double dipping
It's
and
true.
like they don't want
You don't
want
wanna realize
the
what a
shame.
dumbass you are.
Yes. So you
Same
just
thing with like car insurance.
you hand it over to someone, me, namely, a subscription specialist, subscription manager. I'll come in, I'll review everything, be like, okay, well, you're paying for Netflix 3 different times. You could probably consolidate that. But it is really confusing these days because you bundle and it's like, well, I already have that, but what's the login for that? And then
That already exists.
Do I get that with this one? It's a pain in the ass.
There is
So I think, wait, what already exists? My new position that I'm describing?
at least a service or two on an app or a
Yeah.
company that will go
I've
through
seen the
and
app.
find the multiple. like
Yeah,
I've got
but
Netflix 3
listen,
times.
I'm better than an app. I'm
Oh,
more
okay.
hands-on.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Rob's just gonna sit there for 17 straight hours,
pouring through your accounts.
pouring through.
Yeah,
Yeah, there is a.
but there is an app. There's an ad. It airs all the time.
Yeah.
Where it's the girl jogging or something, or she,
Yeah, there's a place that it'll just it tells you what you're subscribed to and what I don't
Yeah.
think, and it can cancel for
it
you.
can
if
show you where
choose-
you're
yeah.
double dipping and stuff. But
Like I got Netflix through my phone.
yeah, Verizon
T-Mobile.
or T-Mobile.
Yeah, I don't know if Verizon has
Yeah.
it too. And I don't think I realized that for like almost
Right.
a year.
Right.
And
So
then
it's-
I was like, one day I was like, what? Oh, I can cancel Netflix. I'm like, I get it
Yeah.
for free. There is stuff like that where you're like, oh my God.
So here's what happens. What happens is you have to be unable to log into something.
Yeah.
Or it goes off of like say YouTube TV like ESPN has.
Yeah.
For you to then start the process of like, okay, well, how else can I get that?
Yeah.
Because there are other ways.
Oh yeah.
You just have to dig a little bit. See, this is what I'm saying. Just give it to me. I'll handle it. What do you want? Netflix, ESPN, Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO. I got you. I will get that for you. You will only pay one for everything, and you will never double dip, and I'll get it for you as cheap as I can.
Yeah, the only time you really it has to be egregious and the way companies are smart is they if you increase it by like a couple bucks, no one cares. The only time you take action is when it becomes like when it's alarming. Like if you see like a 50% jump. Like what's
I have never taken action.
So
Ever.
right like this
But I've never had a 50% jump either.
So I paid for my car insurance all at once. Just start of the year, right?
It's cheaper that way.
Cheaper that way.
Yeah.
You get a discount, you're going to pay it anyways. So last year it was whatever it was. It was like $2,300 for the year. Paid my car insurance, was fine. So I got the little email notice. Hey, your car insurance is about to renew. I was like, oh yeah, all right. Didn't even think about it, right? It didn't say, by the way, here's your rate or whatever. It just said, hey, your car insurance is about to renew. I'm like, you need car insurance, whatever. Those sons of bitches. I got on the horn today and I was none too happy. It went from $2,300 to $4,600.
Did you get a bunch of tickets?
No, nothing. Not a ticket,
Accidents?
not a wreck, nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Who's your carrier?
Well, I go through like an insurance broker.
Yeah.
And so it was through what was it through? Was it
You should know this.
Safeco? It was Safeco. Safeco Insurance.
That's who I have mine through.
So I called the guy because you don't have an agent. You call the
Wait, that's not who I have mine through.
So I called the.
Should I know that?
Yeah, I don't.
Probably.
This is like the one time. Had
I was
they
just chastising you, and I didn't know it either.
Had they raised it by like a couple $100, I probably would have been like, oh, that sucks, but I don't want to call anyone.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But at $4,600,
That's a
the
lot.
phone call. I like to believe that someone at that insurance company was like, how bad can we D this guy over before he calls? And I think there was like a debate. They're like, what if we raised it to $3,000? I think we can get $4,600.
Yeah, how do they justify that?
I don't know. So I called the insurance lounge guy, and he goes, yeah, I'm sorry. He goes, we're gonna look into this. And I was like, well, yeah. And he goes, give me a day. Let me look into this. Because he's like, if you have same thing, accidents, tickets. I'm like, nope. And he goes, yeah, that happens from time to time. And I even asked him, I was like, do a lot of times people, he goes, yeah, people just don't call in. Had that very conversation with the guy today. So many people are like, well, that's just what the bill is. Hospitals do this. If you ever get a surgery and you get your surgery bill, call the little number on the bottom and just say, hey, I don't think this bill is correct. And they will start taking things off of your surgery bill. When I tore my pec and bicep, my surgery was like $17,000. I was responsible for, I think, 9 of it. Called the place and was like, is there any? And the lady was like, oh yeah. She goes, let's just start chopping it down. They whittled off like $4,500 to $5,000 off the bill. No fight, no nothing. And then the lady was like, how long would you like to take to pay this? And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, oh, do you want to pay it off in like 2 years? And I'm like, interest? She goes, no, just we'll put you on a monthly payment plan. How many people just get their surgery bill and are like, well, I guess I owe $10,000. What a D move. You're just literally charging people knowing that they won't call in to fight it.
Yeah, I mean, have you not been following what's going on with insurance companies? Is this new to you?
Every one of and you wonder why. I'm not condoning it, but you wonder why when one of your executives gets assassinated on the street and most of the country goes, eh.
Well, exactly.
I would say it's hilarious, too, that you say that people don't care when they raise the price $2. They may not call the company, but they will certainly go onto social media and bitch about it.
But they won't do anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
I shopped around.
As Rob said, Rob goes, yeah, I've never called.
Well, I never had a hike that bad.
Yeah.
I would have called on. That would have got me to call. But
yeah.
I shopped around and got a cheaper bundle of insurance.
Actually, a lot of
most recently,
as far as the streaming services go, a lot of credit cards will do like some sort of credit for streaming services. You obviously have to pay the fee.
Yeah.
Like Rob, you have the MX Platinum card, fellow MX Platinum holder. They just changed their policy to increase the fee, but added like $1,500 of extra stuff that you get.
That. Yeah.
And one of those is a yearly streaming credit. I think it's like $240.
Yeah.
So you get $25 per month of Netflix, Hulu, whatever the hell you want covered by it. Just put it on that credit card.
Yeah, you're right.
There's hacks,
but this is
and
what
ways to do
this is what I'm saying. This is where my subscription management idea comes in.
It would help.
People are saying, well, you just invented cable television. No. It's much deeper than that, because it's not all in the same place. They're all different costs. Some of them you watch, some of them you don't. Some of them you double pay. Some of them you already have and you don't even know it. It's totally different. And you need a subscription concierge. And that's where I come in. Give me a call. I won't charge you very much.
Rob's going to be able to handle about 12 clients before he gets overwhelmed and is like, eh.
Maybe $2,300, but next year it'll be $4,600.
Got the olds calling you like, sorry, I can't help.
Dude, one of these days, I'm just telling you, well, it won't happen because we're just all fat and lazy, but you would think that one of these days there is going to be a revolt, that people are just going to stand up and we're just going to go full Fight Club and just burn the whole thing down. And it will be over something dumb like ESPN. Like the college football playoff will come around, and like the day of the college football playoff, they're like, would you like to watch this? What if they did it for the Super Bowl? What if the day before the Super Bowl, who has it this year? Is it Fox or ABC? What if whoever was like, yeah, by the way, the Super Bowl now is going to, we're going to need you to sign up for this extra premium package, and it'll be $29, otherwise no Super Bowl for you. There may be a riot in the country. That may be the thing that gets people to take to the street and bring down the corporations.
All right, I had ChatGPT fillet Portland.
It's like everyone else
Don't
does?
ask me why.
Okay. You asked them to
Yes.
do this?
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to see what it would say about war-torn Portland.
Because it has become a popular thing for these dip-esses, like on Twitter and stuff, that they go around and they film the worst parts of Portland, and like they'll show like, you know, some homeless dude like leaning over on fentanyl, and they're like, this is Portland. And then the idea is that is on every street corner. It's like, yeah, you went and found the worst part of the city and you found 6 people and you're like, everything about Portland you've heard is true. And it's pieces of crap that live here.
So I got this idea from this, there's this hot realtor that's on Instagram who lives here.
Yeah.
And she put up a post, because, you know, you got to stand out.
Yeah.
When you're a realtor.
It pays to be hot as a realtor.
Yeah, she does some pretty good content. She had
helps the content that she's hot.
She had ChatGPT roast the 6 largest cities in Clackamas County.
Okay.
So I have that for you, and it's kind of funny.
I kind of want to hear it now.
But then that gave me the idea. It's like, well, what would it say if I had it roast Portland? And I did that, and then I had it roast Portland sports fans and Portland sports culture.
Yes.
And you are in for it. because it spit something back that I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And then it said, would you like me to go savage mode?
The answer to that question is yes.
And all I typed back was, yes, savage. And it said, say less. And what it spit out was fantastic.
Shh, I've got you.
So we will get to that coming up next on The Fan.
Seahawks football is on The Fan.
Darnold.
From here.
All right, Chat GPT has taken to roasting Portland, war-torn Portland.
Yes.
And
Soon to be rescued by, I don't know, 300 National Guardsmen.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody said they drove by the ICE building the other night, and there were 4 people out there.
Good thing we're deploying the federal government.
4.
God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever were we gonna do?
So, I'll give you the Chat GPT roast of the 6 largest cities in Clackamas County.
Yes.
In a moment.
Okay.
But I will start you with Chat GPT savagely roasting Portland. Here's what it said. Portland is what happens when Seattle and San Francisco had a kid, but neither parent stuck around to raise it. It's a city that thinks it's edgy because it has food trucks, but half of them are just overpriced grilled cheese with an attitude. Portland's economy runs on coffee, craft beer, and people, quote, finding themselves, end quote, at 33.
So accurate.
Everyone there looks like they're auditioning for the role of local barista who also DJs. The dating scene? Imagine trying to find love in a thrift store that smells like wet flannel and regret. Downtown Portland used to be the heart of the city. Now it's like the final level of a post-apocalyptic video game, but with more fixed-gear bikes. And y'all call it the Rose City. Please. The only thing blooming there is rent and irony.
Damn.
Yikes.
Not gonna lie, I kind of enjoyed that.
It was pretty good.
Way to go, ChatGPT.
Okay, so now we took to roasting, because it asks you, once you ask it a question, it will be like, hey, you want me to, I'm feeling pretty good. You want me to roast the sports?
Feel a little spry.
So then I said, of course I want you to roast the sports, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
The Trailblazers, bless their hearts.
This is going to be good.
They're like that one friend who almost gets their life together every few years before completely collapsing again. The franchise's biggest talent has always been drafting the wrong guy. Greg Oden over Durant, classic Portland move. They saw a future MVP and said, nah, let's take the dude with knees made of paper mache. Every Blazer season starts with hope and ends with someone saying, well, next year's our year. Bro, you've been saying that since Clyde Drexler had a fade. And then there's the Portland Timbers, whose fans act like winning an MLS Cup is equivalent to curing world hunger. Congratulations, you beat Kansas City in a sport the rest of America forgets exists, but hey, you won. The Timbers Army is out there chanting like they're storming a medieval castle, and meanwhile, half the stadium smells like organic patchouli and IPAs. The Portland Thorns are honestly the only team holding that city's dignity together, which is wild because the women's team is out here carrying an entire sports town on their backs while the men's teams are busy making inspirational Instagram posts about, quote, rebuilding. Portland sports are basically like their weather, gloomy, disappointing, and guaranteed to leave you damp with tears in May. God!
Whoa.
And then
Solid effort.
It goes on to, okay, so
Although, to be fair, the women's team does have sticky fingers because everyone apparently can't keep their hands off one another. So
Yeah, it didn't bring that up, did it?
just saying, let's give some equal shade to the women.
Okay, would you like it to roast Portland sports fans? I think you would.
I think we know the answer.
Oh, Portland fans, says ChatGPT. Perfect. The human embodiment of we're just happy to be here. Blazers fans treat every 8th seed playoff exit like it's a Disney movie ending. They'll paint their face, cry in the Rose Garden, and then post a paragraph on Reddit about how this team has heart. No, bro, they have mediocrity and trauma bonding. They love to talk about loyal to the soil, but half of them couldn't name a player from before Damian Lillard, and now they're in therapy trying to process his trade like it was a breakup. Portland fans didn't lose a player; they lost their entire personality. Timbers fans, they're like Renaissance Fair knights with beer bellies. They bang drums, wave chainsaws, and act like beating the LA Galaxy is the second coming of the revolution. They've got chants, scarves, and way too much free time. If enthusiasm won championships, Portland would be the Patriots of every league, but it doesn't. So they're just the loudest team with the fewest rings. And don't even get me started with the hipster fans, the ones who only go to games for the vibe. They're the kind of people who wear vintage Blazers gear but think Bill Walton is a weed strain. Portland fans are loyal, passionate, and delusional. A beautiful combo that makes every season feel like a Shakespearean tragedy set in a Whole Foods parking lot. How great is that? Dude, it's so good.
ChatGPT's watched Portland sports for 30 years. My God.
Yeah, what?
It's really good.
That's spot on.
There is a lot of that just...
Thank you for throwing all the stupid hope under the bus. Thank you, ChatGPT.
This coming from Mariner fan.
Hey, we were 8 outs
up,
away.
Mariner boy.
Shut up.
Now, where did I put...
Was there another?
Well, no, I have the... What did I do with
the cities in Clackamas County?
Yeah, the realtor who wrote... I don't know what I did with them. I got to go to Instagram. This is going to take me a while.
Oh, boy.
Hold on.
Man.
See if I can find it. I don't really even have an Instagram account, so this might be a problem.
You used to do some light Instagram stalking. You have a burner account, do you?
You know, I feel like Portland fans are taking to either the text line or Reddit right now to very, very, very strongly argue against
I
what
don't think so.
ChatGPT said.
Oh, come on.
I think most Portland fans know that there's a lot of truth to that.
Then why do they get mad when I call them out for their hope?
Does it encompass every fan? No,
They
but
get mad because they're sensitive about it.
if you are mad at that, it's because it rings true.
Exactly. That's why you get mad. You get sensitive because you know it's true.
And if someone insults you and it's not something that has a kernel of truth, then you just let it roll off your back. When someone gets really pissy about something, it's like the person that rages against like homosexuals. If that person that's out there in a megaphone talking about how every gay person's going to hell, I promise you that person's on Grindr, right? That's the person with the wide stance. It's always that politician. It's always that pastor. You're like, no one should be this angry and sensitive about something unless it hits a nerve deep down somewhere, that you don't want to talk about.
Okay, here it says Lake Oswego. Okay, Lake Oswego used to be all about keeping the lake private, but now it's open to the public. Homeowners are losing their collective minds. It's like the HOA's worst nightmares came true. Regular people with inflatable flamingos floating past their $1 million docks. That's what ChatGPT says about Lake O.
We've talked about that many a time.
Yeah, they hate the peasants.
No, they oh, damn it. Hold on.
What is happening?
I'm having to...
You having problems?
I'm having to navigate this on the fly here. Okay, Oregon City. The first incorporated city west of the Rockies, and they've been bragging about it ever since. The big tourist draw is still an elevator because apparently that was groundbreaking technology when your entire town peaked in 1844.
They do like that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come see the elevator.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah.
I got nothing wrong with Oregon City. I go out there from time to time.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Come on.
Got a couple good breweries over there.
It's all fun
Well,
here.
it's nice there along the river and a couple nice bridges until they start tolling them. Yeah, Oregon City's legit.
Wilsonville.
Hey, my stomping ground.
Wilsonville is the HOA capital of the world, where every neighborhood looks like it was copy pasted from the Truman Show. It's the kind of place where people complain about your grass being an inch too long, but also can't find their way out of the roundabouts.
Yeah, I feel like Wilsonville is the people that can't afford to live in Lake Oswego, and they're angry about not being able to live in Lake Oswego, so they take their frustration out on everyone that lives in Wilsonville.
Not only can they not get out of the roundabouts, but they use turn signals going into the roundabout. You are not turning. You are going into a roundabout.
I never thought about that before.
Idiots.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
Why wouldn't you put the signal on until you are going out of the roundabout? That makes sense. But to put your signal on and then enter the roundabout,
I don't signal at any.
What are we doing?
I don't even signal my exit of the roundabout.
That's fine too. That's
you have
great.
To signal exit
you do not. That's the whole point of a roundabout. You do not.
You just go in.
You
and
just get off of it.
Yeah.
Good old Wilsonville, Oregonian driver. God.
Happy Valley. Happy Valley, where every house is a 3-story stucco mansion squished onto a postage stamp lot. The name is ironic, too. People there are only happy until their $9 oat milk latte order gets messed up at Starbucks.
I don't know.
That's pretty accurate.
Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah.
I go to Happy Valley like every day, but I'm not. It's usually one place in Happy Valley, so I'm not uber familiar. Other than like, I can talk about the 3 restaurants I go to and the gym that I go to in Happy Valley.
This is pretty good. This is West Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
West Lynn is where soccer moms drive Escalades like they're auditioning for Fast and Furious PTA Drift.
100%.
They all go fast there? I didn't know.
PTA Drift?
Yes.
That's fantastic. The city motto should be, we didn't want to live in Lake Oswego, but we still wanted to feel like we do. That's pretty good.
That is very good, and it's very accurate. Yes, I believe every other car in West Lynn has to be an SUV roughly the size of a barn, and it is all driven by women. There is something about that where I find women drive bigger cars than most men. There's just like there's something very
they feel safe.
Yeah, they feel safe. Something very empowering about having that. If I see not necessarily the jacked up. If you see the jacked up truck, that's just you're a guy with a small penis. But if you just see the abnormally large SUV, there's a soccer mom behind that wheel, 100%.
And the final city in Clackamas County that was roasted here by ChatGPT is Milwaukee. And it says, Milwaukee, Portland's younger sibling who insists they're cooler because Bob's Red Mill is headquartered there. The town is basically trying to be hip, but it's stuck in that awkward phase between small town charm and we promise we're urban now. And that is ChatGPT roasting our fair cities.
Yeah, Milwaukee kind of stinks, so I get it.
It's sad to drive by the old Red Mill now.
Well, now they don't have the cafe open. Yeah, you used to be able to get breakfast there.
Yeah, I thought the whole thing closed.
Yeah, yeah. So the whole headquarters isn't even there anymore.
Well, no, it's there, but it's not there.
Okay, okay.
Like it's still. I mean, you're
still there.
The
You drive
signs
by,
there,
yeah.
Bob's Red Mill, and
It's
everything, but there's nothing.
We can't enter anymore.
No. I want some eccentric rich guy to buy it and just live there. I've always thought it'd be fun that if you had a bunch of money to just buy something like that and then like, hey, where do you live? Bob's Red Mill.
You mean like the guy, I think it's on the Oregon coast, that lives in a plane?
I just think that'd be fun.
I saw that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
You can go and stay with him, I think.
But he's nude.
Yeah, you got to watch him shower.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like, you don't have to pay or whatever. Like, you can just go by and it's like in the trees. And apparently that dude just lets you
hang out.
He just hang out, but he is not going to change his lifestyle. And part of that is he's probably going to hang dong. So just be prepared for it.
All right. What's next, you ask?
Ooh, I have monkey update news.
We have monkey update news.
You remember the monkey in Mississippi?
Yes. Well, there was a bunch of them.
Well, we know that there was at least one, and it's there, and it's on video. You should look it up. It has come to an end in the most Mississippi way possible. Yeah.
Slingshot?
It's not good. That monkey enjoyed his freedom for about a week. No more.
All right, we'll be right back. Here's Schulte with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, the very first college football playoff rankings of the season released this evening. Oregon sitting at number 9. There are 4 SEC teams in the top 6. Here's the top 10 in order. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, BYU, Texas Tech, Oregon at 9, and Notre Dame rounding out the top 10. Of course, the Duckies facing off against Iowa on Saturday. Non-stop action for the NFL trade deadline earlier this afternoon. The Jets made a couple of deals, first sending defensive back Sauce Gardner to the Colts in exchange for a couple of first-round picks, as well as wideout Adonai Mitchell. Also sending defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys for a 26 second-rounder, a 27 first-rounder, and defensive tackle Mazi Smith. Dallas also making another trade, acquiring linebacker Logan Wilson from the Bengals for a 7th-round pick in next year's draft. Seattle bolstering their receiving core. They grabbed Rashid Shaheed from the Saints for a 4th and 5th rounder in 2026. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Ducks game. have you from here.
Okay, monkey update
Yeah, well, if you
from our
remember,
noted monkey newsman.
it's what I do. I keep my ear to the monkey news stone.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't. I had lost touch with the Mississippi monkey story.
Yeah, which I feel bad for the monkeys. So these monkeys, which were being used for research, crashed in an 18-wheeler, and 21 of them got away. And the deputy that showed up on scene, we're not sure how, but he somehow believed that the monkeys had COVID and herpes. And
Well, that's the driver. Remember the driver?
Oh, that's right. It was the driver.
Told him that.
Yeah. And so the deputy opens fire and starts gunning down monkeys. He killed 5 of them. So 13 were gathered up by authorities right after. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with the monkeys. They do not have any sort of disease.
Yeah, the driver was wrong about that.
Yeah. So
because they were from Tulane, and Tulane said no, they're not lab monkeys. They're
just like behavioral things.
They were moving from.
Yeah.
But so wait, he shot 5 of them, but then they corralled 13. Why didn't they shoot all of them, or just corral all of them?
Because when the deputy was shooting 5 of them, and then everyone figured out, dude, there's nothing wrong with these monkeys. You can just gather them up. So 13 monkeys were saved.
How do you gather a monkey?
Well, you probably just bribe it with food.
Yeah, get it in a cage, put food in there. I don't know.
So 21 crashed, 13 gathered up, 5 shot dead by 1 deputy. I love that the 1 deputy showed up and he decided to go all Rambo.
Yeah, he probably thinks he's a hero.
He started gunning down monkeys.
Meanwhile, the monkeys are coming for him.
Yeah. So 3 were on the loose. 3. And this is in Mississippi.
What'd they do with the other 13?
My guess is they returned them back to wherever it is they were going.
Really? They didn't put them down?
No. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just...
Well, charge the deputy then. That's bullshit.
He's gunned
You can't be shooting monkeys.
Apparently you can shoot 5 of them.
I mean, if you're told that they're rabbit monkeys, then
Well,
yes,
don't you have
can.
to no, you can't. Don't you have to have more evidence than that?
All you need is the word of one truck
Some
driver.
drunk truck driver?
Yep.
There's a monkey investigation here that we need to complete before.
No. Yeah, I think yes.
Think
You
that-
do need to know what you're doing.
I
You
think-
can't just listen to the drunk truck driver go, yeah, I think they got COVID. All right, well, I'll shoot him then.
The truck driver that
God!
crashed the car and then is like, I think you should start. I love the how long did the deputy hesitate before just pulling out his Glock and just
Dude.
gunning him?
This is so Mississippi.
Well, you should. There is video of this. And look,
I'm not going to watch a video of a monkey getting killed.
I do not want to disparage where anyone lives, but I want you to think of a rural Mississippi homestead, and whatever you're thinking, spot on. And this lady, by the way, her name is Jessica. She goes outside, and there's a monkey sitting on top of her, on top of her trailer. So what does Jessica do? Call the police, and she has also heard the stories. She believes that the monkey is indeed infected with herpes and whatnot.
And she probably has a bunch of kids running around.
Yeah, she's got a bunch of kids running around.
Without shirts.
So Jessica...
Or shoes.
I'll tell you what, it's kind of impressive. She goes out, 1 shot, blows the monkey away. Kills it.
With what?
She had a gun.
Oh, I know, but what kind?
I don't know. It doesn't, like, you just see it. Someone is
Well, I
filming.
just kind of wonder what Mississippi lady is packing. Like, is that a 22? Is it a
I don't know.
handgun?
I do enjoy that someone was filming her shooting because it's like a point of view sort of video. She guns it. It falls off of the porch of her shanty. And then you see the deputy come out, and eventually they show up and they drag the poor thing off. And now she is apologizing because she's like, well, I didn't want it to end this way. I was scared for my children. She believed that the monkeys were infected with a bunch of diseases. So that truck driver who started spreading it, that guy is now responsible for 6 monkeys being gunned down in cold blood. And they said that 1 other monkey that was missing is confirmed dead and 1 is still on the loose.
How'd that one die?
They don't know. It didn't say. But according to the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, 2 of the 3 unaccounted monkeys are now dead. 1 is still at large. They didn't say how the other
They're
one
still
died.
looking for one of those?
Still looking for 1.
MFers out
Yeah.
there?
And by the way, that monkey better be aware that everyone believes that monkey is
Yeah.
infected and it's shoot to kill.
He's in a war zone.
Well, imagine, like, that poor monkey's hanging out on a trailer, top, probably thinking, hey, this is rural Mississippi, I'm fine. Lady comes out and is like, hey, little kitty cat, boom. Dead.
Kitty cat. Well, I would imagine that monkey's sitting there going, what is this place?
Yeah.
Could somebody shoot me?
Taste of freedom for the first time.
No, I'm guessing the opposite. I'm guessing they're looking around. Mississippi? Why am I in Mississippi? Just end it.
Well, she did. And I got to admit, don't mess with Jessica Bond. She's a this isn't like multiple shots. It's one and done. Poor little monkey collapses. Falls right off the roof.
Listen, I kind of can't blame her. I can't.
It is the most, well, actually, the most Mississippi thing would be once she found out that it wasn't infected, that she then ate the monkey. But roadkill style.
Well,
You don't think someone in Mississippi would deep fry a little monkey?
No, I think they would.
Yeah.
But I feel like I get where she's coming from. Look, you can't have a rabid monkey with STDs running around with your kids. Like that can't. You gotta. I mean,
you gotta take matters
I
into
see
your own
what
hands.
she's doing there, and I feel like she's telling the truth when she says she feels bad.
She is making the rounds, though, giving interviews, and she says that she wishes the authorities would have taken the escaped monkeys more seriously.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's not her fault. Figure it out.
No.
God.
Poor little guy.
I'm mad at Mississippi now.
Yeah.
That makes me mad.
So there's one. One left. The last of the Mohican monkeys is out there running around doing his thing.
What if he's a cop killer?
He's not. There's nothing rabid about him.
Well, what if he saw his buddies get taken out?
That is true.
What if he's plotting right now?
Like Monkey Shines, that old Stephen King movie?
Yeah, dude.
What if he was hiding on the other trailer roof, saw his buddy gunned down, and now he's coming back
He's
for
going to
Jessica?
take some fools out. Well, don't take out Jessica. She did what she had to do. Take out the dumb cop who shot 5 of your friends.
To the monkey, it's probably, look, all I know is that monkey knows is that his buddies have been gunned down in cold blood. How lucky are you, one of the 13 monkeys that you got caught originally? Although maybe you're getting poked now, who knows what happened to them. But I'd like to think that for the week that monkey was on the lam, those are the greatest days of that monkey's life.
See, I don't think so. I think they're wandering in rural Mississippi going, what on earth is this place?
Someone asking, what does ChatGPT have to say about Mississippi? I'm guessing nothing good.
Let's find out.
I don't know if you can say what ChatGPT
What town
thinks.
are they in?
I don't know. I'll have to look
Biloxi?
it up. It just said rural Mississippi. If there's one place in this country that I don't want to be, I think rural Mississippi might be that place.
Yeah, we'll find out I'm like an eighth Native American, and they'll be like, yeah, we don't want your kind.
I'm just like dead serious. If you had to spend a year living in one place and could you think of it was like a lottery system, could you think of a worse place to spend a year than rural, just backcountry Mississippi?
Okay, it says rural Mississippi looks like God hit pause sometime around 1957 and never came back to check on it. Yeah. It's where ambition goes to take a nap, and Wi-Fi signals go to die. You could set your phone down for a week and it'd still be searching. Every downtown is just a Dollar General, a gas station, and a sign saying Jesus is coming, which is ironic because nobody else ever does. The job market's so dry, even the scarecrows are thinking about moving. It's 100 degrees with 100% humidity, and the mosquitoes are big enough to qualify for concealed carry. Half the residents still argue about the Civil War like it's next week's football game, and the other half think traveling means driving to the next county's Walmart. Wow. Dating's... Wow is right. Yikes.
That's deep.
Dating's just finding someone who's not your cousin, and education's treated like witchcraft. The roads are so full of potholes, you'd think they were part of a state-funded obstacle course. Mississippi doesn't need a time zone. It needs a time machine. God.
Yep.
What a great roast. I tell you what, this is my new favorite game, roasting things with ChatGPT. Holy crap.
Yeah, if you've ever been to Mississippi, don't. My favorite Mississippi thing that I've ever had is we were playing Starksville. We were in Starksville. We were playing Mississippi State, and we were on an elevator going up, all wearing BYU gear, large gentlemen, and the guy that got in the elevator was wearing overalls, no shirt, by the way, and an Alabama hat. And I quote, "You boys from BYU? Yeah? Alabama about to kick your ass." Roll Tide, and then eerily silent on the elevator ride. and then we all got
Wait,
off.
this was in Mississippi?
Mississippi.
Alabama about to kick your ass?
A shirtless man.
But wait, you were about to play Mississippi State.
Yes. And he said, Alabama gonna whoop your ass, and then fired off with a Roll Tide. We were playing Mississippi State. We were in Mississippi.
So he didn't know that you
I
weren't
don't
playing
know.
Alabama?
To this day, it's one of the stranger interactions overall. And by the way, the only thing over on that was his fat rolls coming out of that.
All right, we got to run. We'll wrap it up next on The Fan.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that.
Isaac and Big Sook have you from here.
All right, we got to run because hard out. We got the Ducks coming up next. They're taking on Hawaii tonight. The Rainbow Warriors.
Someone lost to.
Or wait, are they the Rainbow Warriors?
Yeah, I think they're back to being the Rainbow Warriors. Someone lost to Hawaii like Pacific yesterday. Was it Boise? Boise and TCU both lost to, like, because everyone's playing a bunch of scrubs.
Hawaii has another school?
Yeah, it's like Hawaii Pacific.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. All right. I think it was Boise that went down.
Everybody have a great night. Enjoy the Ducks game. We are back tomorrow, 3 to 7 to Fan. Good night.